Chapter 1613. 1613 entered the vast area. Prime Minister Gui, how is the strength of the Dragon Palace now? If the Dragon Phoenix Empire and the Dragon Palace join forces, can we establish a foothold? In front of the Dragon Pond, all the leaders of the Dragon Palace were standing around. Feng Yuan glanced at all the disciples of the Dragon Palace and asked Prime Minister Gui. In the Dragon Palace, there are 3 people with rank 8 void interpretation, 7 with rank 7 void interpretation, 20 with rank 6 void interpretation, 30 with rank 5 void interpretation, 50 with rank 4 void interpretation, 2,000 with rank 3 void interpretation, and about 5,000 with rank 2 void interpretation. Prime Minister Gui said. The current Dragon Palace had more than 17,000 members. After ruling the Flowing Sea region, the demonic Lin clan joined and turned into the Fire Phoenix Dragon Seed, adding many experts to the Dragon Palace. The 2 leaders of the Fire Phoenix Dragon Seed, in particular, had a cultivation base of level 6 of the Profound Void tier. Now that they had broken through to level 7 of the Profound Void tier, they had the combat strength of level 8 of the Profound Void tier. With the current strength of the Dragon Palace, including Lan Qingyue, they were definitely a superforce in the vast area. Especially the number of experts at the Profound Void martial stage in the Dragon Palace had reached more than 7,000. There were only 5,000 to 6,000 experts at the Profound Void martial stage in the Lone Sect, the Wuji Empire, and the Southern Royal Family. There are 4,000 to 5,000 experts at the Profound Void martial stage in the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, but there aren't any at rank 8 of the Profound Void martial stage yet. There are only 1 or 2 at rank 7 of the Profound Void martial stage, including me. Feng Yuan said to Prime Minister Gui. There were so many Profound Void realm experts in the current Dragon and Phoenix Empire, and most of them came from the Demon Beast clan. The entire Flowing Sea region, including the Sea region, had an area of more than 300,000 kilometers. 4,000 to 5,000 Profound Void realm experts weren't a lot. Moreover, only about half of these 4,000 to 5,000 Profound Void realm experts belonged to the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. The rest belonged to the various great clans and sections. Because the period of rule was too short, there was no guarantee that they would have 100% loyalty. It's enough. Let's first form the Vanguard battle team. Prime Minister Gui nodded and said thoughtfully. According to the information in the vast area, the Dragon King once destroyed an empire in the vast area. At this time, that empire has not been occupied by anyone. We can temporarily occupy that empire and use it as a base to prepare for ruling the entire vast area. Feng Yuan nodded when she heard Prime Minister Gui's words. If we want to occupy that place, we might need Sister Qingyue's help. Yes, only with the Dragon Queen's help can we smoothly occupy it and intimidate the other forces. Prime Minister Gui nodded and looked at Lan Qingyue. Okay. Lan Qingyue looked at them and nodded. Then she turned to the Dragon Pond. I wonder when little Xian will be able to resurrect? The resurrection of the Dragon King may take a few months. During this time, we should make some preparations. It's best if we march into the vast area after the Dragon King resurrects. Feng Yuan also looked at the Dragon Pool. She sighed and said slowly. Prime Minister Gui also nodded his head. The Dragon King was the backbone of the entire Dragon Palace. Although Prime Minister Gui had great authority, there were still some matters that required the Dragon King's presence. Even now, Feng Yuan had unknowingly treated Wang Xian as a pillar of support and backbone. All the leaders of the Dragon Palace were standing in front of the Dragon Pool, waiting for the resurrection of the Dragon King. Guan Shuqing and the rest had been chatting with Ling Jian'er. They talked about Ling Jian'er's past and how Wang Xian had set foot in the vast region in order to find her. Although Ling Jian'er had completely forgotten about everyone, she gradually understood that she had forgotten about her past because she had cultivated the Heartless Sword principle. She began to accept everything and her father. When Guan Shuqing and the rest saw Ling Jian'er's appearance, they heaved a sigh of relief. I've fallen. Am I being resurrected in the Dragon Pool now? Time passed slowly. A month later, Wang Xian's soul gradually fluctuated. He sensed the energy around him, and heaved a sigh of relief. It took him a month to recover a little from his fall this time. The stronger he was, the longer it would take for him to resurrect. His soul sensed something and he immediately began to condense his body. Buzz buzz! Buzz buzz! At this moment, he felt 3 items move in the dragon pool. One was the 5 elements crown, one was the light and dark dragon pearl, and the other was the heart of light and dark. Especially the heart of light and dark, it came directly to his heart. The light and dark on the heart of light and dark has reached a balance. This is a good opportunity to merge them. Wang Xian sensed the 2 dragon pearls, the heart of light and dark, and moved slightly. As the saying goes, if one does not break, one will not stand. If one breaks, one will stand. This death was actually an opportunity for him. Once the heart of light and dark is completely merged, I will be able to master the 5 elements and the power of light and dark. When that time comes, my strength will be able to rise another level, Wang Xian thought to himself. With 7 attributes in his body, with his cultivation of the 4th level of the see-through realm, he would be able to kill the 9th level of the see-through realm. Fighting someone who was 5 levels above him was definitely a terrifying existence. Even the 5 elements Dragon King and the Light and Darkness Dragon King of the Divine Dragon clan back then did not have the strength of Wang Xian, who was able to fight someone who was 5 levels above him. Thinking about how his strength could increase again, Wang Xian immediately fused the heart of light and darkness. Time flew by quickly. A month passed once again. What's going on? 2 months have passed. Why hasn't Xiao Xian formed her dragon body yet? Around the dragon pool, Guan Shuqing, Lan Sunling, and the rest were looking at the dragon pool anxiously. They were frowning. Reporting to the Dragon King should be fusing with the heart of light and darkness. Therefore, it took a long time. Ao Yao had a better understanding of the heart of light and darkness, so he reported to them. Then, how long will it take to fuse? The group of girls frowned and asked. Please rest assured, Dragon Queen, the Dragon King will not be in danger. As for when he can be completely resurrected, Ao Yao doesn't know. Ao Yao shook his head. Prime Minister Gui, the resurrection of Little Immortal should take at least half a year or more. Let's go into the vast region first. Without Little Immortal, we can also make the Southern Royal Family of Solitaire Sect pay the price. Feng Wuan frowned and said to Prime Minister Gui, Dragon Queens, what do you think? Prime Minister Gui looked at Lan Qingwei, Guan Shuqing, and the others and asked. Such a big matter still needed the Dragon Queen's approval. Okay, we can't rely on Little Immortal for everything. Now that Qingyue's strength has greatly increased, we are not weak either. During the time when Little Immortal is resurrected, we will take revenge for Little Immortal. The group of girls nodded their heads with frosty expressions without any hesitation. All right, then our Dragon Palace will send out a batch of forces and head to the vast area tomorrow. Prime Minister Gui immediately gave the order. While the Dragon Palace and the Dragon and Phoenix Empire were preparing to march into the vast area, Wang Xian was resurrected in the Dragon Pool. However, great changes had also taken place on Earth. Chapter 1614. 1614 Earth underwent a huge change in 1614. Earth. Ever since the supernatural continent was connected to Earth, and the spiritual energy entered the Earth, the entire Earth underwent a huge change. This change was known as the spiritual energy recovery. After the spiritual energy recovery, the entire Earth entered an era of cultivation. Powerful forces and martial arts schools rose one after another. The gods in the west and the immortals in the east ruled the entire Earth. However, while the spiritual energy was recovering, the master of the ocean, the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, suppressed the world for an entire lifetime, annihilated the strongest person on Earth, and ascended to the highest position. During those years, the entire Earth revered the Dragon Palace and the Dragon King as the Emperor. All the major forces submitted, and all the powerful people bent their knees. After the Dragon King's sister got married, the entire Dragon Palace and the Dragon King completely went into hiding. In the next few years, there were no more stories about the Dragon King and the Dragon Palace. The abundance of spiritual energy caused great changes to occur on Earth every day. Martial arts improved by leaps and bounds, and everyone practiced martial arts. Even in the next few years, everyone on Earth was shocked to find that the Earth was slowly growing larger. Some people guessed that this was because the Earth had absorbed spiritual energy and was slowly growing and evolving. In the past month, the entire Earth had undergone the most shocking change in history. In the eastern sky, a sky city that was over 10,000 kilometers long appeared. It was called the Lingxiao Palace, also known as the Heavenly Court. It had the same name as the Lingxiao Palace and the Heavenly Court in Chinese mythology, but it was completely different. The sudden appearance of a sky city that was over 10,000 kilometers long shook the entire world. "You are a heaven's favorite, so why don't you ride the wind to the 9 heavens? The Lingxiao Palace will descend to earth, and the Heavenly Court will open wide to recruit disciples. Those who enter the Heavenly Court will be ranked on the God Ascension list, and everyone will be able to become a god." A voice suddenly resounded throughout the entire earth, and everyone revealed shocked expressions. "Oh my God, what is this? Has the mythological era arrived? What a terrifying sky city! The Lingxiao Palace? The Heavenly Court? What is this situation? What force is this? Why does it give me a suffocating feeling? Hiss, the Lingxiao Palace? The Heavenly Court? Is it as powerful as the Dragon Palace? Is it as powerful as the Dragon King? The Dragon King can't even be compared to it, right? This aura is too terrifying. Oh my God, a city tens of thousands of kilometers in the sky. Is this the real God?" Everyone on Earth and the entire eastern continent raised their heads in shock and looked up. What a terrifying aura! Even Master doesn't have such an aura. Earth has undergone a huge change. I wonder where Master is. The strongest person in the Yellow Heaven Immortal Sect, the #1 immortal sect on Earth, looked up at the Heavenly Court and muttered, "The Holy Church will envelop the world and divine light will descend. The light of the God of Light will envelop the world. The Holy Church will recruit disciples. Those who join our Holy Church will obtain eternal life." After the voice from the soaring Heaven's Palace sounded, a huge mountain of light appeared in the sky in the west. A voice filled with divine light resounded throughout the Western world. The voice spread throughout the earth, and the world was once again shocked. "The Fire God Palace, the fire of the equator. All living beings, ignite the divine fire and attain the divine position. If you want to become a god, join our Fire God Palace." Above the equator, a group of palaces appeared under the brilliant sun. A palace emitting a divine flame descended. The voice also resounded throughout the entire earth. "Ha ha!" However, this was not the end. A wild voice resounded throughout the entire earth. "The 5 lakes and 4 seas are all the land of the sea god. What Dragon King, what Dragon Palace? In front of me, they are nothing but ants." An arrogant voice echoed across the entire earth. At this moment, a burly man was floating in the sky above the ocean. Behind him, there was a huge ocean. Countless people stood proudly in the ocean and looked at their god with respect. "Such trash dares to call himself the master of the ocean, the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace? Ha ha, kill him!" The burly middle-aged man held the trident in his hand and stared at the bottom of the ocean with his blue eyes. At the bottom of the ocean, a level 1 dragon palace that occupied a 10-kilometer radius was lying there quietly. In the Dragon Palace, the civil officials and some members who had entered the Dragon Palace looked at the sky in shock. The burly middle-aged man lightly moved the trident in his hand, and the trident that covered a 20-kilometer radius directly attacked the bottom of the ocean. Boom! A terrifying explosion sounded, and the entire earth seemed to tremble. "Ha ha, what Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, casually wiped out!" The burly middle-aged man laughed and looked down at the entire ocean. "I am the sea god, a cultivator of the water element. I can pass the test and join my divine sea." One voice after another spread across the entire earth. When everyone on earth heard the sea god's words, their faces were filled with shock. "What? The Dragon King of the Dragon Palace was destroyed by the sea god. That terrifying attack spread across tens of thousands of kilometers. Oh my god! The Dragon Palace seemed to be destroyed by the sea god's attack. This is the true god. The Dragon King is simply worlds apart from him. Why did so many terrifying forces descend on Earth? Could it be because of the recovery of spiritual energy? Next, Earth will enter the mythical generation? Everyone can become a god. I want to join the heavenly court and enter the god ascension list. Become a god and live forever. Haha, our opportunity has come. I want to join a powerful force and become an invincible god. Countless people on Earth were talking about it. Everyone's eyes were filled with shock and strong desire. In just a short day, the entire Earth had undergone terrifying changes. The Dragon Palace had been destroyed, and the Dragon King was suspected to have been destroyed. One by one, forces capable of transcending the universe had descended upon Earth. Earth had begun to enter the mythical era. An era where everyone could become a god. Ding! Earth's first-class Dragon Palace has been destroyed. All the members of the Dragon Palace have died. In the Dragon Palace in the Luhai region, Wang Xian, who was completely fusing with the heart of light and darkness, suddenly heard a voice from the system. Eh? What's going on? How could the Dragon Palace on Earth be destroyed? Wang Xian was shocked. After the Dragon Palace was relocated to the Transcendence continent, the system left behind a Level 1 Dragon Palace on Earth. Although the Level 1 Dragon Palace was low, there were more than a dozen experts left in the Dragon Palace. These experts were almost invincible existences on Earth. How could the Dragon Palace be destroyed now? Did something happen on Earth? Forget it. I'll return to Earth to take a look after I settle the extraordinary continent. Wang Xian thought to himself. There were too few resources on Earth. With the current strength of the Dragon Palace, returning to Earth would restrict their development. He would prepare to return to Earth after dominating the entire extraordinary continent. After all, Earth was Wang Xian's home. I wonder which reckless force dared to destroy the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian mumbled. Very soon, he continued to immerse himself in the heart of light and darkness. Chapter 1615. 1615. The War of 1615 was about to begin. Currently, Wang Xian was in the stage of resurrection. According to his estimation, it would take him at least 1 year to resurrect. During this 1 year, he couldn't do anything. Therefore, even if the Dragon Palace on Earth was destroyed, he couldn't do anything about it. Everyone, get ready to head to the vast region! Outside the Dragon Palace, there was once a demi-human cemetery. Now, it was the capital of the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Feng Yuan floated in the sky and looked down. 100,000 people lined up neatly. Among them, there were more than 1,000 experts at the profound void realm. Mount the giant Kuan! Woo-woo! A sky-shaking whistle sounded. At the seaside, Xiao Lan's enormous body slowly flew over. Hiss! Everyone in the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City, including the soldiers and generals who were ready to follow the Empress to fight in the vast area, were shocked. Is this the power of the Dragon Palace? This giant beast is the pet of one of the Dragon King's wives. It's too terrifying. My legs are trembling. Everyone in the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City looked at the sky in shock. Over 4,000 members of the Dragon Palace were standing on top of the 10,000-meter-long body of Little Blue. Leading them were Lan Qingwei, Guan Shuqing, and the other girls. Apart from them, Prime Minister Gui had also made an appearance. Behind them was Ao Qitian, who was holding the golden ocean pacifying needle in his hand and had a furious expression on his face. Ao Jian, who held the golden longsword in his hand and had an emotionless gaze. Mao Zedong, who held a longbow in his hand and had long and elegant arms. Duan Jiming, the current leader of the Firehammer clan, and Ba Qi from the Special Department of the Poison-Making Department. Every leader and every member of the combat department rode a flaming phoenix dragon with wings. It was majestic and powerful. It was an invincible army. This time, the Dragon Palace sent 3/5 of their forces to the vast area. Go, fly up! All the soldiers and generals of the Dragon Phoenix Empire looked up at Little Blue and flew over immediately. Seeing the powerful aura of the members of the Dragon Palace from Little Blue, all of them looked reverent. The Dragon Palace is much more powerful than the Dragon Phoenix Empire. The Dragon Palace is the main force in the vast area this time. I thought that the gap between us and the Dragon Palace wasn't too big. Now it seems that the gap is too big. Fortunately, the Dragon King has a good relationship with our Phoenix Emperor. The important ministers of the Dragon Phoenix Empire glanced at the members of the Dragon Palace and said in a low voice, Qingwei, let's go! Feng Wan nodded at Lan Qingwei and said, Okay. Lan Qingwei nodded and said to Little Blue, Wuh! With a whistle, Little Blue carried hundreds of thousands of people and flew toward the vast area. With a body of 10,000 meters, hundreds of thousands of people didn't feel crowded at all. Because it carried hundreds of thousands of people, Little Blue couldn't use the black hole method to move quickly. But even so, with Little Blue's speed, it was still very terrifying. We want the flag of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire to be planted at the top of the vast area. At the front of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, General Mang Hong waved the huge flag of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire in the sky. He roared with excitement. Planted at the top of the vast region! The soldiers of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire roared with battle intent. Feng Wan smiled when she heard their roars. It had been more than 5 years since she was resurrected here. After she met Wang Xian 3 years ago, the empire that belonged to her had been developing rapidly. In the past, he had wanted to complete his revenge within a few thousand years. Now, it seemed that it wouldn't take long. On this journey, once she conquered the vast region, she would be able to establish the 6th great empire in the vast continent. The Dragon Phoenix Empire. Although I have your help, I, Feng Wan, will not drag you back. Feng Wan looked ahead with a strong sense of confidence in her eyes. Woo woo! Xiaolan, with a body of 10,000 meters, roamed the sky. Within 100-kilometer radius, all the demon beasts and fierce beasts retreated. In the entire transcendent continent, demon beasts and fierce beasts above the longevity realm were extremely rare. In the entire empire, experts at the longevity realm were also considered as country-guarding experts. In the previous Phoenix dynasty, there were only 5 experts at the longevity realm. Perhaps the dragon race had the highest number of experts at the longevity realm. As for how many longevity experts the dragon race had, that was unknown. That was because no one in the transcendental continent knew how strong the dragon race was. When it came to the dragon race, there were only 2 words: invincible. To the entire dragon race, the Draconid Empire could only be considered a little brother. One could imagine how powerful the dragon race was. This is all the information in the vast region. Our Dragon King has a good relationship with the He race. Once we gain a foothold, we can build a good relationship with the He race. Our relationship with the Wuji Empire is also quite good. However, if the Dragon Phoenix Empire wants to unify in the future, the Wuji Empire will have to submit to us. They might be our enemies. In addition, the ruins of the Divine Kingdom are a treasure ground in the vast region. It is rumored that if someone can control the ruins of the Divine Kingdom, they can unify the vast region and build an empire. But in the ruins of the Divine Kingdom, there were countless experts from the empire, and even longevity experts, who came without success. On Xiaolan's body, Prime Minister Gui and Feng Wan exchanged the information they had obtained and said, Right now, our first priority is to control the Ice Heart Empire's Imperial City and subdue all the cities in the Ice Heart Imperial City. Feng Wan nodded and said, Yes, the development of our Dragon Palace requires a large amount of resources, so I will send people into the forest of the Divine Kingdom. Prime Minister Gui and Feng Wan began to discuss the development of the Divine Kingdom. Xiaolan flew quickly. Originally, it would take a few days for Wang Xian to cross the north-flowing sea. Now, with Xiaolan's speed, they arrived at the edge of the vast region in less than a day. My God, what is that gigantic beast? It even covered the sky. This is the gigantic beast of the wilderness goddess. It's the gigantic beast of the wilderness goddess, the wife of the sky demon. Look, there seem to be many people on that gigantic beast. There's even a gigantic flag. What's going on? The wilderness goddess brought people to the vast area. Could it be that she's here to take revenge on the lone sect? When Xiaolan entered the vast area, many people in the city below recognized the terrifying giant beast at a glance. When they saw the people standing on top of the giant beast, shock and horror appeared on their faces. The world-shaking battle 2 months ago had already spread throughout the vast area. The edge of the vast area was the last to know. When they heard the news here, they were all extremely shocked. That was because, according to their understanding, the Sky Demon was the expert who destroyed Atlas Sect and founded the Heartless Sword Path Sect. Recently, everyone was talking about the Sky Demon. During that world-shaking battle, the appearance of the Wilderness Goddess determined the defeat of Solipsistic Sect and the Southern Royal Family. Now, the Wilderness Goddess had appeared once again. Chapter 1616. 1616. The War of 1616 was about to begin. The giant beast covered the sky and the sun. When Xiaolan carried the members of the Dragon Palace and the people of the Dragon Phoenix Empire in the sky above the vast area, she instantly attracted the attention of everyone in the city below. Her 10,000-meter-long body and 10-kilometer-long body were still extremely eye-catching even though she was flying at a height of 10,000 meters. In addition to the world-shaking battle 2 months ago, the Sky Demon and Patriarch Feng Qi, 2 level 9 insightful Void Realm experts, had fallen. Everyone had a deeper understanding of the Wilderness Goddess. Now that the giant beast was in the sky, everyone who saw it quickly recognized that it was the Wilderness Goddess. The giant beast must have flown over from the Flowing Sea region. What is it doing carrying so many people? Is it taking revenge on the lone sect? Everyone recalled that the Wilderness Goddess had once said that she would come back to take revenge. Was it about to start now? If she really came to take revenge, then our sect might be in deep trouble. Some factions raised their heads and looked at the gigantic beast as it passed by at a terrifying speed. After that unprecedented battle, the reputation of our sect had fallen to its lowest point. Now, the arrival of the Wilderness Goddess signified the start of the war. The entire vast region would probably fall into chaos. Xiaolan flew at high speed. Soon, the news of the Wilderness Goddess' high-profile return spread throughout the vast region. Your Majesty, all the cities of the Bingxin dynasty have been recovered. In 3 days, all the city lords will rush over to pay their respects. Those arrogant brats, under the intimidation of the Patriarch, will immediately flee. At this moment, within the imperial city of the Bingxin dynasty, the city walls that had been breached had been completely repaired. The glorious and huge imperial palace had not been affected by the war that destroyed the country. Although the imperial palace was slightly depressed, there were still over 10,000 people in the entire imperial palace. In the imperial palace, Bing Fa Wu sat on the dragon throne and listened to the reports from below. A faint smile appeared on his face. Dear ministers, with the Patriarch here, our Bingxin dynasty will definitely rebuild its glory. He looked down at everyone in front of him arrogantly, and said in a deep voice. It's His Majesty. We believe that the Bingxin dynasty will definitely recover its glory under His Majesty's wise and divine martial arts. All the ministers immediately flattered him. Let's withdraw from the court. Bing Jinghuan waved his hand and directly walked to the back. The destruction of the Bingxin dynasty had almost wiped out all the disciples of the royal family and the Ice clan. However, the Ice Heart dynasty still had 2 bloodlines. One was Bing Fa Wu, and the other was Bing Jinghuan. Although the Ice Heart dynasty is not as glorious as it used to be, my position is above all others. Bing Jinghuan was wearing a yellow robe and a crown. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly. The destruction of the Ice Heart dynasty had dealt a huge blow to him. Especially that unprecedented battle, it had made him feel extremely embarrassed and hopeless. Fortunately, the Sky Demon fell in the end. The lone sect had almost been reduced to ruins. The promise to help them restore their country had long been forgotten. Fortunately, there was still an ancestor. The ancestor at the 8th rank of the Void Interpretation realm led him back to the Ice Heart dynasty unwillingly. With the strength of the 8th rank of the Void Interpretation realm, one person could suppress 100,000 kilometers. Without the Sky Demon, it would not be too difficult to regain control of the Ice Heart dynasty. Although the members of the imperial family of the Ice Clan were almost extinct, the imperial city was still there, and some of its foundations were still there. The ancestor ordered people to recruit thousands of beautiful women into the imperial palace, and asked me to spread the branches and leaves of the Ice Clan. Next, the task is quite heavy, Bing Jinghuan muttered, his eyes filled with excitement. He was the only young disciple of the Ice Clan, and the throne was his, so he was the only one who could spread the branches and leaves. There were thousands of beautiful women. Even when he was a prince, he didn't have the right to directly recruit thousands of women for him to play with. Thinking of this, he felt that it wasn't a bad thing that the other members of the Ice Clan were exterminated. Why is the sky getting dark? Just as Bing Jinghuan walked out of the palace, he suddenly felt that the entire sky had become dark. He raised his head and looked up at the sky. His eyes instantly widened, and a look of panic appeared in his eyes. At the same time, in a palace in the Imperial Palace, Bing Fa Wu's expression changed drastically as he flew out and looked up at the giant beast in the sky. He clenched his fists tightly, and a look of despair appeared in his eyes. Below is the Ice Heart Imperial City, located in the center of the Ice Heart Lake. A civil official of the Dragon Palace said to Prime Minister Gui, Feng Luan, and the rest. It's well organized below. Looks like someone is already managing this place. The Imperial Palace is operating. Someone should be occupying it. There's an expert at the 8th level of the see-through void tier. Feng Luan looked down, and her fiery red eyes swept across the entire city. The flag of the Ice Heart Empire hasn't changed. If I'm not wrong, it should be the 9th prince and the patriarch of the Ice Heart Empire. The civil official who followed Wang Xian to the vast region said from the side. Everything is because of them. If it was not for them, little Xian would not have fallen. A hint of killing intent flashed in Lan Qingyue's eyes. Leave it to us. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Everyone in the city below, listen up. Today, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire has occupied the city. The city has been renamed the Dragon and Phoenix Imperial City. All those who refuse to obey will be killed. A cold voice sounded from the Dragon Phoenix Empire's general. The voice covered the entire Ice Heart Imperial City. 10 soldiers flew down from Little Blue's body. All the members of the Dragon Palace also rode on the Fire Phoenix Dragon Seed and looked down at the entire city. You're the ancestor of the Ice Heart Empire, aren't you? You caused our Dragon King to lose his body. Today I'll sentence you to death. Lan Qingyue stared at Bing Fa in the Imperial Palace and said with a cold expression. Hiss, as expected, it is indeed the Wilderness Goddess. What is the Dragon Phoenix dynasty? Was it the power of the Sky Demon? The Wilderness Goddess has returned once again. She is taking over our Bingxin Imperial City. Kneel down, hurry up and kneel down. The real Emperor is coming. At this moment, in the Bingxin Imperial City, when Little Blue arrived in the sky, everyone in the entire city looked up in shock. When they heard these voices, they were completely certain. The arrival of the Wilderness Goddess wasn't just that. It was very likely that the Sky Devil's forces had arrived as well. They took over the Ice Heart Imperial City and changed it to the Dragon and Phoenix Imperial City. They would also welcome the new king. Feeling the terrifying auras in the sky, the citizens of the Ice Heart Imperial City who had already been defeated once no longer had any fighting spirit. Some people even directly knelt on the ground. They knew that this time, the Ice Heart Empire would completely cease to exist. Goddess of the Wildlands, why? Bing Fa Wu's gaze stared at Lan Qingyue in the sky. His breathing was somewhat hurried, and his expression was incomparably malevolent. Flee! His blood-red eyes fiercely swept over, and his body moved as he directly fled into the distance. Many people noticed that the old ancestor of the Ice Heart dynasty was fleeing for his life. However, the moment Bing Fa flew into the sky, his head flew away. "You've injured our Dragon King. Do you think you can survive?" Before he died, a cold voice entered his mind. In the imperial palace, Bing Jinghuan, who had witnessed the scene with his own eyes, collapsed to the ground. Chapter 1617. 1616. The War of 1616 was about to begin. The giant beast covered the sky and the sun. When Xiao Lan carried the members of the Dragon Palace and the people of the Dragon Phoenix Empire in the sky above the vast area, she instantly attracted the attention of everyone in the city below. Her 10,000-meter-long body and 10-kilometer-long body were still extremely eye-catching even though she was flying at a height of 10,000 meters. In addition to the world-shaking battle 2 months ago, the Sky Demon and Patriarch Feng Qi, 2 Level 9 insightful Void Realm experts, had fallen. Everyone had a deeper understanding of the wilderness goddess. Now that the giant beast was in the sky, everyone who saw it quickly recognized that it was the wilderness goddess. The giant beast must have flown over from the flowing sea region. What is it doing carrying so many people? Is it taking revenge on the lone sect? Everyone recalled that the wilderness goddess had once said that she would come back to take revenge. Was it about to start now? If she really came to take revenge, then our sect might be in deep trouble. Some factions raised their heads and looked at the gigantic beast as it passed by at a terrifying speed. After that unprecedented battle, the reputation of our sect had fallen to its lowest point. Now, the arrival of the wilderness goddess signified the start of the war. The entire vast region would probably fall into chaos. Xiao Lan flew at high speed. Soon, the news of the wilderness goddess' high-profile return spread throughout the vast region. "Your Majesty, all the cities of the Bingxin dynasty have been recovered. In 3 days, all the city lords will rush over to pay their respects. Those arrogant brats, under the intimidation of the Patriarch, will immediately flee." At this moment, within the imperial city of the Bingxin dynasty, the city walls that had been breached had been completely repaired. The glorious and huge imperial palace had not been affected by the war that destroyed the country. Although the imperial palace was slightly depressed, there were still over 10,000 people in the entire imperial palace. In the imperial palace, Bing Fa Wu sat on the dragon throne and listened to the reports from below. A faint smile appeared on his face. "Dear ministers, with the Patriarch here, our Bingxin dynasty will definitely rebuild its glory." He looked down at everyone in front of him arrogantly, and said in a deep voice, "It's His Majesty. We believe that the Bingxin dynasty will definitely recover its glory under His Majesty's wise and divine martial arts." All the ministers immediately flattered him. "Let's withdraw from the court." Bing Jinghuan waved his hand and directly walked to the back. The destruction of the Bingxin dynasty had almost wiped out all the disciples of the royal family and the Ice clan. However, the Ice Heart dynasty still had 2 bloodlines. One was Bing Fa Wu, and the other was Bing Jinghuan. "Although the Ice Heart dynasty is not as glorious as it used to be, my position is above all others." Bing Jinghuan was wearing a yellow robe and a crown. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly. The destruction of the Ice Heart dynasty had dealt a huge blow to him. Especially that unprecedented battle. It had made him feel extremely embarrassed and hopeless. Fortunately, the Sky Demon fell in the end. The lone sect had almost been reduced to ruins. The promise to help them restore their country had long been forgotten. Fortunately, there was still an ancestor. The ancestor at the 8th rank of the Void Interpretation realm led him back to the Ice Heart dynasty unwillingly. With the strength of the 8th rank of the Void Interpretation realm, one person could suppress 100,000 kilometers. Without the Sky Demon, it would not be too difficult to regain control of the Ice Heart dynasty. Although the members of the imperial family of the Ice clan were almost extinct, the imperial city was still there, and some of its foundations were still there. The ancestor ordered people to recruit thousands of beautiful women into the imperial palace, and asked me to spread the branches and leaves of the Ice clan. Next, the task is quite heavy. Bing Jinghuan muttered, his eyes filled with excitement. He was the only young disciple of the Ice Clan, and the throne was his, so he was the only one who could spread the branches and leaves. There were thousands of beautiful women. Even when he was a prince, he didn't have the right to directly recruit thousands of women for him to play with. Thinking of this, he felt that it wasn't a bad thing that the other members of the Ice Clan were exterminated. Why is the sky getting dark? Just as Bing Jinghuan walked out of the palace, he suddenly felt that the entire sky had become dark. He raised his head and looked up at the sky. His eyes instantly widened, and a look of panic appeared in his eyes. At the same time, in a palace in the Imperial Palace, Bing Fa Wu's expression changed drastically as he flew out and looked up at the giant beast in the sky. He clenched his fists tightly, and a look of despair appeared in his eyes. Below is the Ice Heart Imperial City, located in the center of the Ice Heart Lake. A civil official of the Dragon Palace said to Prime Minister Gui, Feng Luan, and the rest. It's well organized below. Looks like someone is already managing this place. The Imperial Palace is operating. Someone should be occupying it. There's an expert at the 8th level of the see-through void tier. Feng Luan looked down, and her fiery red eyes swept across the entire city. The flag of the Ice Heart Empire hasn't changed. If I'm not wrong, it should be the 9th prince and the patriarch of the Ice Heart Empire. The civil official who followed Wang Xian to the vast region said from the side. Everything is because of them. If it was not for them, little Xian would not have fallen. A hint of killing intent flashed in Lan Qingyue's eyes. Leave it to us. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Everyone in the city below, listen up. Today, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire has occupied the city. The city has been renamed the Dragon and Phoenix Imperial City. All those who refuse to obey will be killed. A cold voice sounded from the Dragon Phoenix Empire's general. The voice covered the entire Ice Heart Imperial City. 10 soldiers flew down from Little Blue's body. All the members of the Dragon Palace also rode on the Fire Phoenix Dragon Seed and looked down at the entire city. You're the ancestor of the Ice Heart Empire, aren't you? You caused our Dragon King to lose his body. Today I'll sentence you to death. Lan Qingyue stared at Bing Fa in the Imperial Palace and said with a cold expression. As expected, it is indeed the Wilderness Goddess. What is the Dragon Phoenix dynasty? Was it the power of the Sky Demon? The Wilderness Goddess has returned once again. She is taking over our Bingxin Imperial City. Kneel down, hurry up and kneel down. The real Emperor is coming. At this moment, in the Bingxin Imperial City, when Little Blue arrived in the sky, everyone in the entire city looked up in shock. When they heard these voices, they were completely certain. The arrival of the Wilderness Goddess wasn't just that. It was very likely that the Sky Devil's forces had arrived as well. They took over the Ice Heart Imperial City and changed it to the Dragon and Phoenix Imperial City. They would also welcome the new king. Feeling the terrifying auras in the sky, the citizens of the Ice Heart Imperial City who had already been defeated once no longer had any fighting spirit. Some people even directly knelt on the ground. They knew that this time, the Ice Heart Empire would completely cease to exist. Goddess of the Wildlands, why? Bing Fa Wu's gaze stared at Lan Qingyue in the sky. His breathing was somewhat hurried, and his expression was incomparably malevolent. Flee! His blood-red eyes fiercely swept over, and his body moved as he directly fled into the distance. Many people noticed that the old ancestor of the Ice Heart dynasty was fleeing for his life. However, the moment Bing Fa flew into the sky, his head flew away. You've injured our Dragon King. Do you think you can survive? Before he died, a cold voice entered his mind. In the Imperial Palace, Bing Jinghuan, who had witnessed the scene with his own eyes, collapsed to the ground. Chapter 1618 1618 Super Forces. The strength of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is unknown, but it is reported that the ancestor of the Bingxin dynasty, Bing Fa Wu, was killed instantly in the sky above the palace when he tried to escape. The old man named Mo Shah didn't appear. According to my guess, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire has at least 2 experts at the 9th level of the Profound Void tier. It is very likely that there are 3 of them. In the Imperial Palace of the Wuji Empire, the civil and military officials had gathered together during the Morning Dynasty. The king of the Wuji Empire was sitting on the dragon throne, and 2 old men were sitting on the seats that hadn't been occupied for almost 100 years. These 2 old men were the ancestors of the Wuji Empire, and they were even more powerful than the king. Obviously, with the expansion of the Dragon Phoenix Empire, the barbarian goddess has come again in a high-profile manner. Soon, they might declare war on the solipsistic sect. The Emperor of Wuji Empire muttered. Your Majesty, our relationship with the Sky Demon is relatively close. As long as we stay out of this war, it shouldn't affect us in any way. An elder standing at the front of the hall said. No matter what, the Sky Demon once saved Qing City. Send someone to send gifts to express their sympathy and goodwill. At the back of the Wuji Empire's throne, Patriarch Dark I said faintly. With the peak combat strength that the Dragon and Phoenix Empire has displayed, it's already comparable to the Supreme Sect and the Southern Royal Family. We remain neutral. Another Patriarch of the Wuji Empire said directly. Yes. The king of the Wuji Empire immediately nodded and sent someone to the Dragon and Phoenix Empire to express his condolence. Reporting to Supreme Sect Master, this is the news from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. At the Solitaire Sect, similarly, all the experts of the entire sect gathered at a mountain peak. The Supreme Sect Master stared at the information in his hand with a gloomy face, his body filled with a terrifying killing intent. At least 2 9th-level Profound Void martial artists, or even 3. He sat on the green stone chair, his palm grabbing hard, leaving deep marks. I'll make a trip to the Southern Royal Family. All the disciples of our sect will enter battle mode and be ready for battle at any time, the Supreme Headmaster said with a stern expression. His figure moved and disappeared. Now that Patriarch Fonchi of our sect had fallen, they, one of the 3 major factions, were at a complete disadvantage. Facing a powerful enemy, they had no means to resist. The only way was to join forces with the Southern Royal Family. The Southern Royal Family couldn't stay out of the Sky Demon's death either. I heard that the Wuji Dynasty sent people to the Dragon and Phoenix Dynasty. Are they going to join forces? The Supreme Headmaster of the Solipsistic Sect is scared. He actually went to the Southern Royal Family in person. He must have come to an agreement with the Southern Royal Family. In the past few days, I have a feeling that the atmosphere in the vast region has changed greatly. There won't be a war, will there? As time passed, the arrival of the Wilderness Goddess and the Dragon Phoenix Empire shocked the vast region. The actions of the 3 superpowers had affected everyone. In the past 10 days, every piece of news had caused a huge commotion. In the ruins of the Divine Kingdom where all the factions had gathered, everyone could feel a heavy atmosphere. Even a first-rate faction would shudder in the face of a superpower. Feng Huang, the Wilderness Goddess, Prime Minister Gui, after our Patriarch's decision, we are willing to use the information channels of the He clan to provide all the resources for the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. In the imperial city of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, Feng Huang, Prime Minister Gui, Lan Qingwei, and the others gathered once again. An old man sat at the side below and said respectfully, It's enough. The following battle is not something you can participate in. Feng Huang nodded and looked at the old man with sparkling eyes. In the next 3 days, can you find information about the disciples of our sect? The old man was shocked when he heard Feng Huang's words and immediately nodded. As long as the disciples of our sect appear, the He clan will be able to receive the information. Okay, in that case, we will wait for your news. Feng Huang nodded. Yes, Emperor Feng. The old man nodded and left after talking for a while. Are we going to make a move? Lan Qingwei looked at Feng Huang and asked. Make a move, Prime Minister Gui. How are the preparations going in the Dragon Palace? Feng Huang nodded and looked at Prime Minister Gui. The Demon Combat Division won't participate in the following battles. The small-scale battles will mainly rely on the Dragon Spur Division of the Dragon Guard Division and the Heavenly Eye Arrow Division. Prime Minister Guy's eyes sparkled. We are not in a hurry to nourish the battle with battle. Okay. Feng Yuan nodded. Our Dragon and Phoenix Empire is not as strong as you, but I will do well in the back. The vast area is going to be in chaos. Time passed slowly. It had been half a month since the Dragon and Phoenix Empire had arrived in the vast area. In half a month, there was no movement except for the more than 300 cities that they had conquered. But everyone knew that this was the calm before the storm. Those are the disciples of the Solitaire sect. Are they heading into the Divine Kingdom ruins? The Solitaire sect has suffered heavy losses. If they want to recover quickly, they have to enter the Divine Kingdom ruins to obtain resources. At the location of the Divine Kingdom ruins, the Solitaire sect group of 40 to 50 people flew towards the Divine Kingdom ruins. Some people in the surroundings saw this and whispered amongst themselves. Damn it, they actually dare to talk about our only sect. At our peak, who would dare to talk about us? At this moment, among the 40 to 50 people, a young man shouted in a low voice with an embarrassed expression. His gaze swept across the group of people and his eyes were filled with killing intent. The sect leader told us to keep a low profile and not cause any trouble. An old man warned with a gloomy face. Hearing the discussions around him, his expression did not look good either. If it was in the past, if anyone dared to talk about them like this, they would be killed immediately. 111! So. Kill! As soon as the old man finished speaking, an incomparably cold killing intent suddenly charged towards them. Numerous deadly arrows and incomparably resplendent golden long swords. Not good! They're definitely from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. We've been ambushed! Kill! The expressions of the 40 to 50 disciples of the Solitaire sect changed drastically, and they hurriedly took out their weapons. All! Screams of pain instantly rang out. The members of the Dragon Guard and the Heavenly Eye Arrow Division, who had been ambushed beforehand, immediately launched fatal attacks. After less than 2 rounds of attacks, 40 to 50 disciples of the Solitaire sect were directly killed. Take away the corpses, let's go! One of the Dragon Guards gave the order to take away all the corpses and leave. When the surrounding people saw the disciples of the Solitaire sect suddenly being killed by the attacks, they were all shocked. Gulp! Has it started? Has the Dragon Phoenix Empire started to make a move? It's chaotic! It's about to get chaotic! 2 superpowers fighting. No, there might even be 3. Chapter 1619 1619 1619 Super Forces. As expected, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire has made their move. Do they really think that we, the Supreme Sect, are easy to bully? War. All the disciples of the Supreme Sect are ready for war? Gather all the information about the Dragon and Phoenix Empire and fight. Contact the Southern Royal Family. We have already formed an alliance with the Southern Royal Family. Kill! When the Supreme Sect leader of the Supreme Sect learned that his disciples had been attacked, he roared furiously. It's the Supreme Sect leader! Kill! If they want to fight, then we'll fight them! The Soli sect was in an uproar, and everyone's faces were filled with killing intent. From today onwards, the Soli sect and the Dragon Phoenix Empire will fight to the death. From today onwards, the Southern Royal Family and the Dragon Phoenix Empire will fight to the death. On the same day, the Soli sect announced the start of the battle. In less than a few hours, the Southern Royal Family also announced the start of the battle. The 2 superpowers declared war at the same time, causing the entire vast region to be in an uproar. My God, as expected, the Lone Cult and the Southern Royal Family have joined forces. The battle is about to begin. With the superpowers joining forces, the entire vast region is about to become a battlefield. According to rumors, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire has at least 2 rank 9 void interpretation experts, or even 3. The Lone Cult and the Southern Royal Family have no choice but to join forces. All the forces in the vast area revealed expressions of shock. They really have joined forces. Do they really think that we're afraid of you? Phone Wan and Prime Minister Gui revealed cold expressions when they heard the declaration of the Lone Sect and the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Announced that from today onwards, the Dragon Phoenix Empire, the Lone Sect, and the Southern Royal Family will fight to the death. The next day, Phone Wan's words spread throughout the entire area. They had come here to fight. Who was afraid of a battle? In the entire area, there were 4 super forces, and 3 of them had declared war. The scope of the battle would definitely affect the entire area. The declaration of war began, and so did the battle. On the 3rd day after the declaration of war, the Dragon Guards and the Heavenly Eye Arrow Division attacked again, killing over 100 disciples of the Southern Royal Family. On the 5th day, the Solipsistic Sect laid an ambush and used bait to kill 5 Dragon Guards. On the 10th day, the 500 Void Interpretation experts of the Dragon Phoenix Empire fought with the 300 Void Interpretation experts of the Southern Royal Family. They lost 30 Void Interpretation experts and killed more than 250 of their opponents. On the 15th day, the Southern Royal Family sent people to secretly attack a city of the Dragon Phoenix Empire. They killed 1 million people and left. On the 20th day, 1 million people from a foreign race under the Southern Royal Family were killed overnight. In the first month, the area occupied by the Southern Royal Family and the Solipsistic Sect in the God Country ruins suffered a sneak attack and suffered heavy losses. Damn it! How did the Dragon Phoenix Empire know our information so accurately? They have just arrived in the vast area. There must be a faction providing them with information. A month later, the war between the 3 superforces shook the entire vast region. After a month of confrontation, the Dragon Phoenix Empire was in a completely advantageous position. In the Southern Royal Family's southern desolate plains, the Southern Royal Family's patriarch roared angrily. In our vast region, the most powerful forces with information are the Wuji Empire and the He clan. Both of them could have provided information to the Dragon Phoenix Empire. The Supreme Headmaster also stood there with a gloomy expression. In a month, each of them had lost 500 to 600 experts at the Profound Void tier. This was close to 1/10 of their strength. We can't go on like this. Next, we'll have to command some small factions to serve us. In addition, today, we'll head to the Wu Ji Empire and ask them if they've provided information to the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. As for the He clan, we'll directly destroy them. The patriarch of the Southern Royal Family roared furiously. Let's go! We'll set off immediately! The Supreme Headmaster nodded and immediately flew into the Wuji dynasty. On the same day, the news of the Supreme Headmaster and the 2 patriarchs of the Southern Royal Family going to the Wuji dynasty's imperial palace spread throughout the vast region. The He clan, who had received the news at the first moment, immediately recalled all their disciples and defended the holy tree. The Supreme Hierarch and the 2 ancestors of the Southern Royal Family left the Wuji dynasty and flew directly to the He clan. With the protection of the sacred tree, the He clan could withstand the attacks of 3 peerless experts. 10 days later, a first-rate force, the Dust Gate, suddenly attacked the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. The 200 Dragon Guards were caught unprepared and were killed. Ao Yao, mobilize all the members of the Dragon Spike and kill all the forces that are close to the Southern Royal Family of the Supreme Hierarch. 200 Dragon Guards were killed. Prime Minister Gui's eyes turned red as he gave an order to Ao Yao. The Dust Sect's attack had completely implicated all the other forces. In one night, the 9 Lotus Sect, which was close to the Solitaire Sect, was directly destroyed. The Dust Sect and the others escaped to the Solitaire Sect and escaped a calamity. However, the first-rate force, the Southern Garden Empire, was forced by the Southern Royal Family to join the battle and fight against the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. The appearance of the 3 first-rate forces caused the battle to spread to the entire region. It was a huge battle, a fierce battle. The first-rate forces were forced by the Lone Sect and the Southern Royal Family to take action, and the second-rate forces wouldn't be able to stay out of it. 2 months later, the He clan and the He Sui clan joined the Battle of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. The battle became even more fierce. In the 3rd month, the Wuji Empire declared that they would remain neutral in this war in the vast region. After that, the Divine Light Empire declared that they would remain neutral. Those second-rate and weak forces all joined the Wuji Empire, remaining neutral and seeking protection. 30% of the forces were close to the Wuji Empire and remained neutral. 30% of the forces were forced to join the solipsistic sect and the Wuji Empire. Only 20% of the forces joined the Dragon and Phoenix Empire's camp. As for the other 20% of the forces, they had already been destroyed by Ao Yao and the Dragon Spike members. The bitter war lasted for 8 months straight. During these 8 months, tens of millions of people were killed or injured. Assassinations and attacks were being carried out every day. However, the top-level battles did not erupt because, according to the estimates of the other forces in the vast region, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire might have 3 insightful Void Tier 9 experts. In a 3-on-3 situation, no one had a chance of winning. Even the Supreme Sect Master and the Southern Imperial family's patriarch did not dare to act rashly. Reporting to the Phoenix Emperor, our medicinal pill shop and forging workshop have already been established in 200 cities. We can officially open for business on the same day. 8 months later, the terrifying battle had already come to a stalemate. In the past half a month, no large-scale battle had broken out. An expert from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire came to the Imperial Palace and reported to Feng Wuan. Okay. Feng Wuan nodded and took the interspatial ring he handed over. Inside were all the profits from the medicine shop and the forging workshop. After 8 months of intense battle, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire was able to reach a complete stalemate with the 2 superforces. Apart from the Dragon Palace, these resources accounted for a large portion. Chapter 1620. 1620 was the most ruthless emperor's family. There should be a period of peace in the future. We're not in a hurry. We'll continue to fight with them after Shaoxian resurrects. Lan Qingwei, Guan Shuqing, and the other girls were also sitting in the imperial study. They had a faint smile on their faces. During the 8-month war, most of the losses of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty were on the Dragon Palace's side. Most of the people who died and participated in the war were members of the Dragon Palace. However, the Dragon Palace didn't suffer heavy losses during the 8 months. Instead, their strength continued to increase. It was also because of this that the Dragon Phoenix Empire was able to contend against the 2 superforces, first-rate forces, and many second-rate forces. It was also because of the Dragon Palace that the He clan and He Sui clan were willing to join the Dragon Phoenix Empire's camp. This was because the Dragon Phoenix Empire had guaranteed that they wouldn't be allowed to charge at the front lines. Unlike the Southern Royal Family's solipsistic sect, the forces that were coerced into joining them had to be the first to charge at the front line when they fought. We can waste time with them. Right now, we have indirectly affected more than 1,800 cities. The daily income from the elixir stores and the forging workshop can create more than 10 insightful void-level experts. In half a year, the Southern Royal Family and the solipsistic sect will be completely exhausted to death by us. Prime Minister Gui said with a smile. After 8 months of fighting, even if the Dragon Palace was at the forefront, and even if 3,000 or 4,000 members of the Dragon Palace died, the biggest winner would still be the Dragon Palace. The corpses of the enemies and the resources in the interspatial rings of the enemies were enough to raise the strength of the Dragon Palace by 1 level. In addition, the dead members of the Dragon Palace could be resurrected in the Dragon Palace, although it consumed a lot of resources. However, these resources could be made up with the profits of the forging workshop. As a result, after an 8-month war, the Dragon Palace had about 15,000 insightful emptiness realm experts, which was originally more than 7,000. Among them, the strength of the leaders was comparable to an 8th-level insightful emptiness realm expert. After all, this war affected 70% of the forces in the vast region. This was because more than a dozen second-rate forces and 2 first-rate forces had been destroyed in this war. A lot of resources were sent to the Dragon Palace. In the Divine Kingdom Forest, the Demon War Department, Ao Qitian, and the others did not participate in this war. They had been wreaking havoc in the Divine Kingdom forest. The number of corpses they obtained from the fierce beasts reached 20,000 to 30,000 in 8 months. All of them were void interpretation level fierce beasts. The war would only make the Dragon Palace stronger and stronger. As for the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, after obtaining a lot of resources, their strength was also increasing rapidly every day. Compared to the Dragon and Phoenix Empire and the Dragon Palace, the solipsistic sect and the Southern royal family were undoubtedly much more miserable. After 8 months of war, 6 to 7,000 profound void realm experts had fallen. Each of their forces had lost at least half of their profound void realm experts. After 8 months of war, the entire vast area was filled with killing intent. In the following time, the Dragon Phoenix Empire will completely take control of the cities below. Feng Luan said with a smile. Because of this war, all the forces were divided into 3 camps. The Wuji Empire was neutral, and they were in opposition to the Southern royal family of the solipsistic sect. They were completely 3-sided. In the next few days, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire could properly absorb more than 1,800 cities. Once they absorbed all of them, the power of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire would reach a terrifying level. It would have endless potential in the future. Sister Feng Luan, the resources in your hands should be enough for you to increase a level, right? Lan Qingwei asked with a smile. It's enough. I'll return to the Dragon Palace in the next few days. Feng Luan nodded with a smile. Then once Sister Feng Luan's strength breaks through again, won't you be equivalent to a half-step Wanshou expert? Guan Shuqing asked with some surprise. If I transform into a fire phoenix, I can fight against the half-step longevity realm expert, but I can't fight with a fire phoenix body. Feng Luan said faintly. The former empress of the Phoenix dynasty was famous throughout the entire extraordinary continent. Even in the Flowing Sea region, there was a legend of the empress. Once she transformed into a fire phoenix, it would arouse suspicion. Once the Phoenix dynasty knew that she was still alive, they would immediately dispatch longevity realm experts to kill her. Therefore, she absolutely could not transform into a fire phoenix to fight. Then when will Sister Feng Luan be able to show her true face to others? Guan Shuqing looked at Feng Luan, who was wearing a veil, and said, Very soon. When I reach the longevity realm, we will announce that the Dragon Phoenix Empire will be promoted to an empire. Feng Luan touched the veil on her face, and her eyes flickered with a cold luster. Reporting to the Empress, an unfamiliar expert has arrived outside and is here to pay his respects to you. At this moment, the voice of a guard came from outside. King! When the guard's voice ended, an old man's voice came over. Let him in! Feng Luan immediately said when she heard the voice. Yes! An old man walked in. The old man's entire body was covered in a fiery red robe. He walked into the imperial study and took off his hat. Greetings, King! The old man directly knelt down and said, Get up, little flame. If there's anything you need, come over directly. Feng Luan waved her hand at him and asked, King, there's a piece of news. Ancestor Yun asked me to consult you. The old man bowed and said, What is it? Feng Luan slightly frowned and a trace of solemnity appeared on her face. According to the news we received, the Holy Item Forging Workshop and the Life and Death Pill Workshop are going to send experts over to prepare to destroy your Majesty's dynasty. The old man also said solemnly, The Cloud Ancestor asked you if you need the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan to start a war with the 2 major forces. What? In the surroundings, Guan Shuqing and the other girls heard the old man's words and their expressions changed greatly. They let out a cry of fear. Can't hold them back anymore? Feng Luan asked with a frown. After all the forces start a war, we can pin down the 2 major forces. The old man said in a deep voice. Then let's start a war. Don't fight to the death. Pin them down. Tell little Yun that in a year's time, at most a year, when the time comes, I will have no fear of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop. In 3 years, we will destroy the 2 forces. Feng Luan slowly stood up, and a powerful aura was emitted. The old man was slightly startled. He felt the aura on Feng Wan's body, and his face was filled with determination. Yes, my king. With our Fire Cloud Sparrow clan around, my king, you can rest assured and develop, the old man said resolutely. Feng Wan nodded. Your Majesty, we are at war with the two great factions. Their experts have no time to come over, but you have to be careful. Be careful of their other ways of targeting us. The old man hesitated for a moment before reminding her. I know! Feng Wan's face was deep in thought. I will make preparations. Yes, then Little Flame will take his leave. The old man bowed and immediately left. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop have always been a huge trouble. After the elder of the Fire Lark clan left, Feng Wan frowned and murmured. Chapter 1621. 1621 was the most ruthless emperor's family. Ever since Feng Wan returned to the Transcendence continent to develop, from the beginning of the Immortal Phoenix Pill and Weapons Workshop to the present Dragon Phoenix Empire's pill and weapons, she had always been suppressed. If the Fire Lark clan wasn't around, the Dragon Phoenix Empire might have been directly destroyed because of the competition in the business of pills and weapons. Then, the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop would still be the enemy of the Dragon Phoenix Empire. The Dragon and Phoenix Empire wanted to monopolize the weapons and pills, and the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop would never be willing to let the market be taken away. In the future, they would either give up or there would be a great war. When we become stronger, we will destroy the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop, Guan Shuqing and the other girls said to Feng Wan with slight anger on their faces. When they were in the transvestite graveyard in the Luhai region, the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop had joined forces with the Demon Beast clan to join forces with the Blood Flow Empire to deal with them. This enmity must be avenged in the future. There's no rush. We've only developed for 4 years. Now that we've occupied so many domains, our development is much faster than before. 1 year later, we'll have the strength to destroy the Lone Cult and the Southern Royal Family. At that time, we'll be completely unafraid of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop. We'll definitely be able to destroy them within 3 years. Feng Wan said with a smile. The financial resources of a force at this level are too powerful. Even if they are restrained by the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, we must be careful. When they were in the Flowing Sea region, they didn't send anyone, but mobilized a very powerful force. Prime Minister Gui continued. In the vast region, the three-legged situation has already taken shape. If they want to completely suppress us and even destroy us, only the Wuji dynasty and the Southern Royal Family of the solipsistic sect are united. Isn't the Wuji dynasty on good terms with Little Xian? Moreover, when we first came here, they even sent us some items to express their goodwill. Guan Shuqing and the others said. Let's hope so. Prime Minister Gui nodded. The three-legged alliance has already taken shape in the vast area. Based on the current situation, even if we fight, it won't be as miserable as it was in the past half a year. During the Great War, although our shops in the Dragon and Phoenix Empire region were expelled, due to the effects of the war, the sales of pills and weapons increased a little. But now, the sales of pills and weapons in our two families will be directly reduced by 1/3. This is 1/3. We can give up on that small place in the Flowing Sea region. We absolutely cannot give up on the vast region now. However, at this moment, in a trade city in the vast region, dozens of middle-aged elders gathered in an academy that had a historical foundation. Among them, there were artifact masters and alchemy masters. Each of them had an extremely high status. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop were not only the two most powerful pill and weapon workshops in the Transcendental Continent, they also gathered the most powerful pill and weapon masters. In this city named Tianyun, the two most powerful pill and weapon academies in the vast region were gathered. One was the Life and Death Pill Academy, and the other was the Holy Item Forging Academy. All the powerful forgers and pill workshops in the vast region came from these two academies. These two academies were also opened by the Holy Item Forging Workshop and the Life and Death Pill Workshop. All the higher-ups of the two academies were gathered in the Academy Council building. An old man with a hammer in his hand glanced at everyone and said in a deep voice, "Right now, the Dragon Phoenix Empire is developing too fast. Not long ago, they ruled the Flowing Sea region. Now, they have conquered a vast region. They don't allow us to enter their territory at all. After half a year of fighting, only my sect and the Southern royal family didn't have the slightest advantage. No matter what, as long as the Dragon Phoenix Empire exists, our losses will be extremely terrifying. In the future, if the Dragon Phoenix Empire takes over more areas, we can also retreat from the vast areas." In the opposite seat, an old man with long white hair and a white beard said with an unpleasant expression, "Let's not talk so much nonsense. We all understand the current situation. The headquarters has already given the order to do whatever it takes." The old man holding the forging hammer said with a cold expression, "With our strength, even if the two great academies support the lone cult and the Southern royal family, they won't be able to change the current occupation. Unless the Wuji Empire makes a move, otherwise, it will be very difficult to destroy the three-legged tripod." The long-haired old man said directly, "Then we will head to the Wuji Empire. As long as they are willing to offer conditions, we will agree." The old man holding the forging hammer shouted, "It is said that Wuji Empire has a good relationship with Sky Demon. If we want them to make a move, I'm afraid." An old man frowned and said in a deep voice, "Relationship? Now that Sky Demon is dead, what relationship does it have? In the face of benefits, those friendships are completely vulnerable." The old man holding the forging hammer said with a gloomy face, "All right, in that case, let's go to Wuji Empire personally." The long white-haired old man stood up and said loudly, "Go! Go!" Immediately, the 20 to 30 Grand Masters in the hall flew directly toward Wuji Empire. In the vast region, Wuji Emperor was now a pure land. The war did not affect the entire empire. During this period of time, many people rushed over to the peaceful Wuji dynasty, which made the entire dynasty even more prosperous. Wuji Imperial City was backed by Wuji Mountain, and the mountain peak was 20,000 meters tall. Wuji Dynasty had 4 majestic characters, each of which was 2,000 meters tall, engraved on Wuji Mountain. The entire Wuji Imperial City was like an immortal city. "Reporting to Your Majesty, the Life and Death Pill Academy and the Holy Item Forging Workshop of Tianyun City have come. They say that they have something important to discuss with Your Highness." In the Imperial Palace, a eunuch entered the Imperial study and reported to the current Emperor of the Wuji Empire. "Oh? The Life and Death Pill Academy and the Holy Item Forging Academy." The king of the Wuji Empire was slightly stunned, and a thoughtful expression appeared on his face. "Let them in. Go to Wuji Mountain and inform the 2 ancestors. Call up Qing's city and a few important officials. Tell them that there are people from the Holy Item Forging Workshop and the Life and Death Pill Workshop coming." Wuji Nation Master said slowly. He could already guess why the 2 great forces were coming. However, he could no longer make the decision on such a matter. "It's the Emperor." The old eunuch immediately nodded and walked out. Soon, Master Blacksmiths and Master Blacksmiths walked into the Imperial study one after another. Everything was just as the Wuji king had expected. The 2 powerful forces hoped that the Wuji dynasty would make a move and change the current 3-legged situation. However, he didn't give any reply. Instead, he made them wait at the side. Chapter 1622. 1622 was the family of the most ruthless emperor. "Father, ancestor!" When Wu Qingqing came to the imperial study room, he saw his father and the 2 ancestors there. He was slightly shocked and immediately bowed. "Qingqing, sit aside," Wu Jiqing said to Wu Qingqing. "It's father." Wu Qingqing looked at the imperial study room curiously. The 2 ancestors came in person, and there were 5 important ministers of the dynasty. "What happened? What are the conditions offered by the Life and Death School and the Forging School?" When he sat down, an old man sitting next to Patriarch Dark Eye asked Wuji King. 5 elixir masters and 5 forging masters have served us for 100 years. 50 rank 8 insightful void pills and 50 rank 8 weapons. 5 rank 9 void interpretation pills and 5 rank 9 void interpretation weapons. The king of Wuji Nation said directly with an expression of shock on his face. Patriarch Dark Eye and the other patriarch also had an inexplicable expression in their eyes. This? Imperial Father, what's going on? The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop are going to. Wu Qingqing heard their conversation and immediately stood up with a shocked expression on his face. The two forces want us to destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Wu Jiqing looked at his son and said, What? Destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire? Why do they want to destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire? Besides, don't we have a good relationship with the Dragon Phoenix Empire? Wu Qingqing was slightly surprised and asked loudly. Of course, the Dragon Phoenix Empire blocked their way of making money. I don't understand why the Dragon Phoenix Empire has so many pill and weapon masters. They can actually monopolize the pills and weapons of their own empire. Wuji Nation's king said in deep thought. Father, aren't we on good terms with the Dragon Phoenix Empire? Why are we? Wu Qingqing said with a slightly unpleasant expression. Priest Wang had expelled the darkness soul from his body. This was a huge favor. And the relationship between the Dragon Phoenix Empire and Priest Wang was clearly a matter of opinion. As a king, you have to put the overall situation first. You have to put the empire first. That's what a good king is. Qing Qin, if you want to become the ruler of the Wuji Empire, you have to be ruthless. The emperor is ruthless, and the country is above everything else. The Wuji ruler stared at Wu Qingqing and said slowly, if you want to take the position of your father, you have to put the overall situation above everything else. You have to put the interests above everything else. Back then, my strength was unrivaled in our Wuji Empire. At that time, my father still passed the position to my younger brother. If you don't have the courage, then don't take this position. Qing Chen, can you do it? Patriarch Dark Eye smiled and said indifferently. As a powerhouse who had lived for thousands of years, would he be grateful to Priest Wang for saving Wuqing City for the rest of his life? Obviously, this was impossible. Not to mention that Priest Wang was already dead. Even if he was still alive, they would still put the Wuji Empire first and put profit first. Since ancient times, the ruthless king was not a joke. If they were born in an imperial family, they could even kill each other, let alone others. I know! Wu Qingqing frowned. However, we don't have to directly attack the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. As long as the Dragon and Phoenix Empire doesn't lock down the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop, won't everything be fine? That's right. Therefore, we can inform the Dragon and Phoenix Empire in advance. It's considered to be doing our best, Patriarch Dark Eye said. If it were another empire, what do you think they would choose? The Dragon Phoenix Empire and we are both empires. We are in a competitive relationship. If we destroy them, not only can we get all their territory, but we can also get the rewards of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop. In addition, I think this reward is too little. Dark Mark's strength has already reached the peak of level 8 Void Interpretation. If we make a move at the end, the two big forces will raise Dark Mark to level 9 Void Interpretation. I hope that the Dragon Phoenix Empire will ignore our reminder. The old man next to Dark Eye Ancestor said with a smile. The other ancestor was once the previous king of the Wuji Empire. He naturally knew how to deal with the general situation of the empire. The king of the Wuji Empire and Dark Eye revealed expressions of interest. Once they made a move, the rewards would reach an unimaginable level. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop were two forces on the continent. The rewards they could offer were definitely not limited to what they said. They could completely raise an expert at the peak of the 8th rank of the Profound Void tier to the 9th rank of the Profound Void tier. In addition, if they made their move, it would be equivalent to helping the Lone Sect and the Southern royal family. At that time, they could make the Dragon and Phoenix Empire's territory belong to their Wuji Empire. This would double the size of the entire Wuji Empire's territory. In the future, 2/3 of the entire territory would belong to the Wuji Empire. The future of the Wuji Empire would definitely become stronger and stronger. Alright, since that's the case, we'll inform the Dragon and Phoenix Empire first. We've already done a great deed by doing this. The King of Wuji nodded. In his opinion, reminding the Dragon and Phoenix Empire to let their life and death and sacred objects enter the city was already a great deed. This could be said to be a great deed, because if they did so, the rewards they would receive would be much lower, and they naturally wouldn't receive territories and the like. Of course, there was also a benefit to doing so. They didn't have to offend the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, and they didn't have to engage in a great battle. Once they made their move, they would have to face the Dragon and Phoenix Empire's 9th-level Profound Void Tier powerhouse. Imperial Father, let me personally make a trip to the Dragon and Phoenix Empire this time. Wu Qingqing hesitated for a moment and slowly said from the side, Alright, then you go, Qingqing. Remember, we also gave Priest 1 a very high reward for saving you. You don't know him too much. Wu King looked at his son and said faintly, It's father. Wu Qingqing nodded. Wu King ordered his men to summon the masters from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop over for another discussion. In the end, Wu Qingqing led a group of people on the Shadow Lion and flew towards the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Your Highness, the Dragon and Phoenix Imperial City is right in front of us. It used to be the Ice Heart Imperial City. 3 days later, a voice was heard in the sedan. Wu Qingqing opened his eyes and slowly picked up the wine flask at the side and walked out. He looked at the city in front of him and slowly raised the wine flask in his hand. This cup of wine is for the Priest King. Thank you for saving my life back then. He poured the wine into the cup and slowly poured it down. The second cup of wine is for a heavenly devil that even I am in awe of. He slowly poured it down and poured it onto the ground. The third cup of wine is for myself. The path of a ruler surpasses all living things. My will is in the world. My will is in Wuji Imperial Court. All living things are chess pieces. I am a Go player. This is the path of a ruler. Chapter 1623. 1623 The Alliance of the Three Great Superpowers. Who's up there? Come down immediately! At the city walls of the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City, more than 10 Profound Void martial experts flew directly into the sky. They stared vigilantly at the people of Wuching City who were flying towards them in the sky, and shouted loudly, Wuji Imperial Court, Wuching City, come to pay respects to the Dragon Phoenix Empress. Standing on top of the proud suns, Wuching City said indifferently, Wuji Empire's Crown Prince, Wuching City? The dozens of void interpretation experts guarding the city wall sized up the people of Wuching City and then extended their hands to invite them. Please! Please take me to meet Empress Dragon and Phoenix! Wuching City said directly to them. Yes! The leader in the center nodded. The Crown Prince of Wuji Empire had come in person, so he must have something important. Your Majesty, the Crown Prince of Wuji Empire requests to see you. In the Dragon Palace of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, Feng Luan, Guan Shuqing, and the other girls were sitting in the back garden. Feng Luan was surprised when she heard the report from the maid. Wu Qingqing is here? Tell him to wait in the Imperial Study. Feng Luan said directly and walked toward the Imperial Study. Empress Dragon and Phoenix. Entering the Imperial Study, Wuqing City cupped his hands towards Feng Luan. I wonder why the Crown Prince of Wuqing City is here. Feng Luan sat down and gestured at him. The relationship between the Dragon and Phoenix Empire and Wuji Empire wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't good either. When the two countries interacted, it was basically for the sake of benefits. Empress Dragon and Phoenix, there are two things that Wuqing City is here for. The first reason is that Priest Wan once saved my life. I, Wuching City am a grateful person. I would like to pay my respects to Priest Wang, Wuching City said in neither servile nor overbearing manner. There's no need to pay my respects, and I can't pay my respects either. Feng Wan shook her head. Crown Prince of Wuching City, just tell me the second reason. That's really a pity. There aren't many people that Wuching City admires in our lifetime. The younger generation even looks down on all heroes. Only Priest Wang commands my respect. Wu Qingqing shook his head regretfully. The second thing is that we have something to discuss with Empress Dragon Phoenix on behalf of our Wuji Empire. Oh? What is it? Feng Luan asked curiously. Our Wuji Empire has been on good terms with the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop for generations. This time, the two major forces have come to beg us. They hope that the Dragon Phoenix Empire can remove the restrictions on them. They hope that the market can be handed over to them. Wu Qingqing continued. His words caused Feng Luan's pupils to constrict slightly, and a trace of coldness flashed in her eyes. This is the decision of your Wuji Empire? Feng Luan stared at Wu Qingqing and directly asked. Oh? Wu Qingqing felt Feng Luan's gaze and was startled. He slowly puffed out his chest and said, We have been entrusted by the two great forces of the transcendent continent to come here to mediate. What if we can't mediate? Feng Luan said indifferently. Then I don't know either. Wu Qingqing pursed his lips and pondered for a moment before continuing. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop are, after all, the most powerful forces in the entire continent. There are dozens of half-step void interpretation rank 9 experts and 2 longevity experts. It's not wise to make an enemy of such a force. Our Wuji Empire also came to remind us out of kindness to avoid making a big mistake, he said slowly. Hee hee. Feng Luan smiled. Since we dare to drive the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop out of the domain, we naturally know them well. In the vast area, as long as your Wuji Empire doesn't make an enemy of us, the two major forces of the extraordinary continent can't do anything to us. Even if they join forces with the Lone Sect and the Southern Royal Family. As Feng Luan spoke, she slowly drank a mouthful of tea and looked at Wu Qingqing indifferently. Upon hearing her words, Wu Qingqing's expression was somewhat unnatural. Since Empress Dragon Phoenix has already made up her mind, there's nothing Qingqing can do. Wu Qingqing stood up and cupped his hands. However, I still have to remind the Empress that the two major forces are, after all, the top forces of the entire continent. We can't afford to offend them. Farewell. As he spoke, he directly walked out. Feng Luan watched Wu Qingqing leave, her eyes shining. Call Prime Minister Gui and Qin Yu over. There's something important to discuss, Feng Luan said to the old woman at the side. It's the Empress. Soon Prime Minister Gui, Lan Qingwei, and the others came over. After hearing Feng Luan's words, all of their faces revealed solemn expressions. The only sect, the Southern Royal Family, and the Wuji Dynasty, the 3 superforces, have a total of 5 experts at level 9 of the Profound Void tier. Right now, only the Dragon Queen and the Phoenix Emperor have reached level 9 of the Profound Void tier. If the Wuji Dynasty really makes a move against us, we'll be in trouble. The worst thing had happened. The intervention of the Wuji Dynasty could completely change the situation of the entire vast region in an instant. Then what should we do now? Lan Qingwei asked with a frown. Little Xian hasn't resurrected yet. Even if she does, we are still at a disadvantage. Once the Wuji Dynasty really makes a move, we can only retreat back to the Flowing Sea region, Feng Luan said with a gloomy face. The great situation was going to be completely ruined because of the Life and Death Pill Workshop, the Holy Item Forging Workshop, and the Wuji Dynasty. It would be great if the Dragon King could be resurrected. In this way, we can move the Dragon Palace to the Sea of Desolation. Even if they join forces, we will still be invincible, Prime Minister Gui said with a frown. It should be soon. According to the news from the Dragon Palace, Little Xian's dragon body has begun to recover. Lan Qingwei looked at Feng Luan. Let's prepare for the worst first. At most, we can endure for 2 more years. When we come back, we will destroy all 3 major forces in the vast region. That's the only way. Feng Luan nodded, feeling somewhat unwilling. The Fire Cloud Sparrow had already started a war with the 2 major forces. With its strength, it was definitely at a disadvantage. What it wanted in exchange was a stable development. However, it didn't expect such a result. The Dragon and Phoenix Empire had no choice but to prepare for their escape. Feng Luan even rushed to the Flowing Sea region overnight, converting the resources in her hands into her own strength. In the Wuji Empire, 3 days later, Wuqing's city sent the answer from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. This answer didn't make the Wuji Empire angry. Instead, a smile appeared on their face. Raise a peak stage rank 8 void interpretation expert to rank 9 void interpretation. Contact the solipsistic sect and the Southern royal family. We'll accept all the territories of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. If you agree, we'll agree too. The 2 conditions were passed on to the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop. In the end, the 2 large forces gritted their teeth and agreed. If they lost a place like this vast region, their businesses would be cut off by 1/5. If they cut off their source of income, they would definitely kill them. Chapter 1624. 1624 Under the alliance of the 3 superpowers of 1624. Today, in the Morning Dynasty of Wuji Empire, the king of Wuji Empire announced that he would go to other regions not long ago and find that the people of the vast region were suffering because of the war. He was deeply saddened that the peaceful and vast region had fallen into the flames of war. The king of Wuji Empire called for peace in the vast region and for less conflict. The king of the Wuji dynasty said in the imperial court that ever since the appearance of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty, the people in the vast region have been living in poverty. There have been wars and killings everywhere, accusing the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty of being inhumane. What exactly does the Wuji dynasty mean by what happened in the imperial court, denouncing the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty publicly? 3 days later, a piece of news spread out from the imperial city of the Wuji dynasty and spread to the entire vast region. When everyone in the vast region heard this news, they were slightly stunned. What did the Wuji Empire mean by this? It's indeed as the Wuji Empire's king said. Ever since the Dragon and Phoenix Empire arrived, we've been trembling all day. When they didn't come, how peaceful our place was. That's right. I really hope that the Dragon and Phoenix Empire will scram back to their Flowing Sea region so as to avoid increasing the number of killings in our vast region. If the Wuji Empire helps the Lone Cult and the Southern Royal Family, we can totally destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire. It's impossible for the Wuji Empire to make a move, right? Once they join the war, although they can suppress the Dragon Phoenix Empire, they will still be angered, and the flames of war will spread to the Wuji Empire. The Dragon Phoenix Empire is just an outsider. I hope that the 3 superpowers can work together to drive the Dragon Phoenix Empire out of the vast region or destroy it. I agree. The vast area is our territory. Why should we let the Dragon Phoenix Empire harm us? When this voice spread to other places, voices rang out once again. The streets and alleys of the vast area were all talking. Gradually, more and more people were shouting for the Dragon Phoenix Empire to get out of the vast area. Even some of the cities ruled by the Dragon Phoenix Empire, and some warrior mercenary groups, also thought so. Ever since the Dragon and Phoenix Empire had arrived in the vast area for 8 months, the entire vast area had fallen into the flames of war. The cities ruled by the Dragon and Phoenix Empire were all ruled by force, and the people's hearts were not united. Public opinion suddenly erupted in the entire vast area. Damn, to be able to create such a huge public opinion in such a short period of time, it must be the Wuji Empire using their power. In the Dragon and Phoenix Empire's imperial palace, the He clan leader and He Sui clan leader were all gathered in the imperial palace. The He clan leader took a document and handed it to Feng Luan with an embarrassed expression. The Wuji Empire wants to stand on the side of righteousness and then announce that they are going to attack us. the Hisui clan leader said with a gloomy face. The development of an empire was different from a sect. The development of an empire required the support of the people and the support of experts. The Wuji Empire's action was obviously to pave the way for what they were going to do next. Clan leader Hisui, you lead your clansmen to retreat to the land of the He clan's holy tree. Feng Luan looked at the news one by one, and her expression was somewhat awkward as she spoke to the Hisui clan's clan leader. HMPH, the Wuji Empire is really something. War? Righteousness? Why didn't you say it when the only sect killed nearly 100,000 innocent people? The He clan leader roared with a gloomy face. The strong are the kings in this world. With the Wuji dynasty joining us, let's retreat for now. We will come back 1 year later, Feng Luan said in a deep voice. We finally got the situation we are in now. We are not willing to retreat like this, several important ministers said. In the current situation, we have to retreat even if we don't want to. Prime Minister Gui's face darkened. Emperor Feng, prepare to retreat. Retreat! Feng Luan nodded without the slightest hesitation. Emperor Feng, we will also take our leave, the He clan and Hisui clan's patriarch said directly with a bad expression. 1 year. You only need to endure patiently for 1 year, Feng Luan assured them. The two bowed and left immediately. The Wuji dynasty has announced that in order to ensure peace in the vast region and prevent some outsiders from destroying the vast region, they have decided to join forces with the solipsistic sect and the southern royal family to expel, or even destroy the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. A voice suddenly sounded in the city of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. The voice covered half of the city. Damn it! Capture the person who spoke and kill him! In the imperial city, some of the guards heard the sudden voice, and their faces instantly darkened. Everyone in the imperial city was also stunned. The Wuji Empire is going to make a move against our empire? Oh my god, the 3 major powers in the vast region are joining forces. Our empire is going to be destroyed again. To be honest, the policies of the Dragon and Phoenix Empress and the way she governs the country are very good. Sigh, the most pitiful ones are still us. When everyone heard this news, bitterness appeared on their faces. If the country was destroyed again, it could be said that they had changed several dynasties. At the same time, not only here, but also in the other cities of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, this voice sounded. The Wuji Empire also officially announced that they were joining forces with the solipsistic sect and the southern royal family. Damn it, I didn't expect them to be so fast. When Feng Luan and the others received the news, they all looked embarrassed. Let's go! The girls felt humiliated, but they couldn't do anything about it. Woo-woo! Xiaolan flew out of the Ice Heart Lake, and everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire sat on her. The members of the Dragon Palace followed closely behind. Go back to the flowing sea area! Lan Qinghua patted Little Blue and looked around as she said in a deep voice. Woo-woo! Little Blue whistled and flew directly toward the flowing sea area. They've escaped. Everyone from the Dragon Phoenix Empire has escaped. I didn't expect them to escape. It seems that the Wuji Empire has made the Dragon Phoenix Empire completely afraid. In the Imperial City, everyone looked at the departing soldiers and generals of the Dragon Phoenix Empire and said with a complicated expression. Reporting, according to the news from the Dragon Phoenix Empire, everyone from the Dragon Phoenix Empire is quickly escaping towards the flowing sea region. At this moment, in the palace of the Wuji Empire in the God Country ruins, a middle-aged man quickly came to report. In the middle of the palace sat 6 elders. The 3 super-powerful experts were all here. Apart from the 6 strongest experts from the 3 superpowers, there were also the people in charge of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop, as well as the upper echelons of the 3 superpowers. Escape? Where can they escape to? Even if they escape to the flowing sea region, we must destroy them. Ha ha! An old man from the Life and Death Pill Workshop heard this news and laughed out loud with a savage face. Just nice, we will take back the flowing sea region's market this time. A trace of a smile appeared on the face of the old man from the holy item forging workshop. I want to make them pay with blood that is thousands and tens of thousands of times more. I want to make the Sky Devil, even if it is in the netherworld, not be able to have peace. The Supreme Headmaster slowly closed his eyes, his cold voice penetrating people's hearts. Chapter 1625 1625 On the Expedition to the Flowing Sea Region. All disciples of our sect, listen up. Follow me to the expedition to the Flowing Sea Region and destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Leave no one alive! In the ruins of the Divine Kingdom, a voice filled with killing intent suddenly resounded throughout the entire sky. The entire Divine Kingdom ruins, which span thousands of kilometers, could be heard clearly. This is the voice of the Supreme Sect Leader. What is our sect trying to do? In an instant, everyone in the ruins of the Divine Kingdom was slightly stunned. Their faces were filled with astonishment. Everyone looked towards the direction of the Wuji Empire in unison. Disciples' orders! At this moment, in the east, the disciples of the only sect flew directly into the sky. Everyone in the ruins of the Divine Kingdom hurriedly turned around, their faces filled with shock. All the disciples of the Solitaire sect had come. There were more than 20,000 elite disciples, each of them exuding a terrifying murderous aura. Especially at the front, there were more than 2,000 insightful Void Realm experts. After 8 months of battle, these experts represented the entire strength of the Solitaire sect. All the disciples of the Southern Royal Family are psychic. Follow me to the Flowing Sea region and destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Let them know that if these small flowing sea regions dare to provoke us, the result will be their own destruction. Just as everyone in the God Country ruins was shocked by the solipsistic sect, the Southern Royal Family's Nangong Jianghe's voice sounded. His voice was also filled with rage and fury. We will obey the Patriarch's orders. Experts from the Southern Royal Family in the God Country ruins flew into the sky. More than 20,000 experts and disciples responded loudly. The only sect, the Southern Royal Family, do they still have? In the ruins of the Divine Kingdom, looking at the two terrifying armies from the east and west, shock appeared on their faces. They muttered and suddenly had a guess in their hearts. 8 months ago, the leader of the Flowing Sea region, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, came to our vast region and started a war. In 8 months, the entire vast region was plunged into misery and blood flowed like a river. Today, our Wuji Empire has decided to make the blood-stained Dragon and Phoenix Empire pay with blood. Not long ago, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire fled to the Flowing Sea region after hearing that our Wuji Empire had interfered in the chaos in the vast area. They committed crimes in our vast area and plundered countless resources. Now they want to run away. Do they really think that our vast area is easy to bully? Today, our Wuji Empire, together with the solipsistic sect and the Southern Royal Family, has decided to send troops to the Sea of Flowing Waters region to destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire in order to prevent them from making a comeback. Very quickly, the doubts and guesses in everyone's hearts were solved. The Wuji Empire's king directly floated in the sky, and his voice of justice and vastness spread throughout the entire Divine Kingdom ruins. Everyone was shocked. A few days ago, ever since the Wuji Empire's imperial court had announced that the Wuji Empire's king was dissatisfied with the war in the vast region and condemned the Dragon Phoenix Empire, everyone had a premonition. Now, it had finally come true. Boom boom. Boom boom. At this moment, from the east and west, everyone from the Solitaire sect and the Southern Royal Family flew towards the sky above the Wuji Empire. Oh my God! Look! That is the Supreme Guardian group of the Solitaire sect. There are 7 experts at the 8th level of the Profound Void tier, and all the experts behind them are riding on the Skylark. That is the battle group of the Howling Sky-Patterned Wolves of the Southern Royal Family. All of the 100 Howling Sky-Patterned Wolves are at the 5th level of the Profound Void tier, and all of them are riding on experts above the 5th level of the Profound Void tier. At the back, even if they are not experts at the Profound Void tier, they are still the best battle group in our vast area. The unrivaled battle group. The Wuji Empire's strength is the strongest. The Shadow Lion, the Wuji Empire's strongest subsidiary race. The Shadow Lion Demon Beast race, over 1,000 Shadow Lions. It's simply too domineering. Everyone in the Divine Kingdom's ruins had their eyes on the three large factions in the vast region. They raised their heads and looked up, their hearts filled with shock. This could be said to be the strongest power in their vast region. Even the weakest was at Transcendent Level 9. Just by floating in the sky, they gave off an immense pressure. Normally, any faction would be able to cause the vast region to tremble 3 times. Now that the 3 major factions had joined forces, one could only imagine how terrifying it was. It was so terrifying! We will march into the vast region. 10 days later, we will return triumphantly. A strong confidence and righteous voice rang out as figures flew towards the front of the Wuji Empire's army. Out of the 3 teams, the most powerful was the Wuji Empire's army. There were close to 50,000 experts, which was about twice as many as the Soliloquy sect and the Southern Royal Family. During these 8 months, the neutral Wuji Empire did not suffer any losses. On the contrary, their strength had increased by a lot. Right now, the strength of the Wuji Empire was only a little weaker than the combined strength of the Unitary sect and the Southern Royal Family. The Wuji Empire had truly become the strongest superforce. All the forces that are following us in the battle, follow us immediately. The Supreme Sect Master's figure instantly appeared in front of the Unitary sect as he coldly shouted. In the vast region, all the forces that are second-rate and above, follow us in the battle. The Patriarch of the Southern Royal Family also shouted. Haha, the School of Life and Death Elixirs and the School of Holy Item Forging will go to war together. Let's watch some reckless people die. The Green Wolf sect is ready to go to war. The Green Mountain sect is willing to go to war for the vast area of 100,000 kilometers. The sects, and dynasties that had long learned about the battle immediately flew over with all the swordsmen. They arrived behind the 3 superpowers, and there wasn't the slightest bit of surprise in their eyes. They had already received news of the 3 superpowers joining forces to destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire in the past 2 days, and they had long since made preparations. The only surprise was that they had originally planned to head to the Dragon Phoenix Empire and directly destroy it, changing it to the area of the flowing sea. However, this didn't have much of an impact on them. With the alliance of the 3 superpowers and the strength of almost all the experts in the vast region, wouldn't it be an easy task to destroy the flowing sea region? If they couldn't even defeat the flowing sea region, then it would be a waste for them to be one of the 10 great regions of the vast region. One had to know that the area of their vast region and the number of experts were more than 10 times that of the vast region. All forces, follow us. The Wuji Nation Master's gaze swept across everyone behind him, and a trace of strong confidence appeared on his face. There were about 120,000 people, with the lowest being at the rank 9 Transcendence Realm, the Void Interpretation Realm, and the Demonic Beasts. There were more than 10,000 of them. In the entire vast region, 90% of the Void Interpretation Realm experts had gathered. Let's go! The Supreme Headmaster's face revealed a trace of savage excitement as he roared. Yes! Roar, roar! Everyone immediately responded. The demonic beasts, feeling the intense battle intent, let out roars. The 120,000-strong army quickly flew towards the flowing sea region. With their speed, they would be able to arrive in 5 days. According to the Wuji dynasty, they would return triumphantly in 10 days. This was because they didn't put the flowing sea region in their eyes at all. Chapter 1626. 1626 set out to conquer the flowing sea region. Boom! 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 120,000 people, vast and mighty. Although their numbers couldn't reach the tens of billions of people, they were all the strongest experts in the vast region. The weakest was at the 9th rank of the extraordinary realm. What kind of concept was this? Any one of them, if placed in the flowing sea region, would be able to establish a 1,000-year clan. These 120,000 people were the strongest existences among the hundreds of billions of people in the vast region. Each of them could be said to be 1 in a million experts. Especially at the front. 6 elders stood at the front. The 3 ancestors of the Wuji Empire all rode on the dark shadow lion of the 8th rank of the profound void tier. The 10-meter-long dark shadow lion had a dignified face, and terrifying demonic chi shook. Its dignity was inviolable. The supreme headmaster stood on the body of a giant green bird of the 8th rank of the profound void tier. The giant green bird, which had spread its wings and was 20 meters long, also emitted a sharp edge. The 2 ancestors of the southern royal family rode on the 2 sky-wing wolf kings with huge wings. 6 top-tier experts of the 9th rank of the profound void tier, invincible existences in the vast area. The 3 superpowers almost used all their strength. This time, it's for real. The Wuji Empire actually has 3 experts of the 9th rank of the profound void tier. My god, didn't they only have 2 in the past? Invincible, this lineup is simply invincible. 6 experts at level 9 of the profound void tier and more than 40 experts at level 8 of the profound void tier. Killing the Dragon Phoenix Empire is a piece of cake. The Dragon Phoenix Empire is at most 50-50 with the Lone Cult and the Southern Royal Family. But now, the strength of the Wuji Empire is almost no weaker than the 2 superpowers. This battle, there is a 100% chance of winning. We should destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire in the Flowing Sea region and let you be arrogant. Since you dared to come to our vast region and start a war, you deserve to die. In the Divine Kingdom ruins, everyone looked up in awe as all the factions in the vast region flew towards the Flowing Sea region. Everyone was filled with excitement towards this journey. No matter what, the Dragon Phoenix Empire was an outsider and an invader. They were the ones who started the war. Now that all the forces in the vast region had joined forces, it was exciting. The invader must die. However, at this moment, Feng Luan, Lan Qingwei, and the others who were standing on Shaolan didn't know that the entire army of the vast region was chasing them. That's the barbarian goddess giant beast. There seem to be many people on it. What are they trying to do? The Wuji dynasty has decided to deal with them. I think the barbarian goddess and the Dragon Phoenix dynasty are running away. They should be heading toward the Flowing Sea area. It seems that they are going to run away. If they don't run away, the Wuji dynasty will be able to destroy them directly. They are the ones who are going to start a war in our vast area. Feng Luan, Lan Qingwei, and the others, who were standing on Shaolan's figure and had sensitive ears, could faintly hear the voices coming from below. This made their expressions turn ugly. The Wuji dynasty's actions are even more disgusting than the solipsistic sect and the Southern Royal Family. If they want to fight, they'll fight. Now they're fighting for benefits, and they're standing at the moral high ground, fighting for the peace of the vast area? It's really shameful, Sun Lingxiu said with some disgust. We have to take revenge for this. Lan Qingwei pursed her lips. My cultivation base has just stepped into the 8th rank of the profound void tier. Soon, I will be able to fight against the 9th rank profound void tier expert. In 2 to 3 years, Little Blue will be able to evolve again. After evolving, Little Blue can sweep across the entire vast area. We don't have to rush. 1 or 2 years. We can afford to wait. Feng Luan looked down at the territory below. Her face was filled with strong confidence. In the face of this situation, if she were to rely on herself, she might be depressed and disappointed. However, with Wang Xian, Lan Qingwei, and the Dragon Palace around, other than a hint of unwillingness, she didn't feel too disappointed. Just as Lan Qingwei said, if she was given another 2 to 3 years, wouldn't it be easy for Shaolan to turn into a giant beast in the longevity realm and sweep across the entire vast area? One day, we will make a comeback and make the entire vast area respect us as kings. Behind them, a group of important ministers from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire said with determination. Shaolan was traveling at a fast speed. With her speed, she could reach the Luhai region in a day. That's the Wuji dynasty, the solipsistic sect, and the Southern Royal Family, as well as a group of first-rate and second-rate forces. What's going on? A few hours ago, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty fled to the Flowing Sea region. All the forces in our vast region are heading in that direction as well. Are they trying to kill us? Oh my God! Almost all the forces in our vast region are making a move. They're trying to destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Feng Luan rode on Little Blue's back as the three super factions flew behind her. When everyone in the city below saw this scene, shock appeared on their faces. The three super factions could already represent the vast region. The vast region wanted to destroy the Flowing Sea region? Time slowly passed. Feng Luan, Guan Shuqing, and the others used a day to return to the Flowing Sea region. Everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire returned to the Imperial City. Feng Luan followed the Dragon Palace and returned to the Dragon Palace. Judging from the situation of Liu Xian, he should be resurrecting soon. The group of girls came to the dragon pool immediately. They looked at the dragon body lying inside and said softly. This time, they did not take the failure of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire and the Dragon Palace to heart. Although they failed, the Dragon Palace had received a huge improvement. When Wang Xian woke up, they could still continue the battle. Time passed day by day. All the forces in the vast region were approaching the Luhai region bit by bit. Feng Luan and the rest had no idea that the three major forces had come to destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire. As time passed, Wang Xian's body was already formed in the dragon pool. The 150-meter-long dragon body was shining with a 5-colored radiance. The 5 elements circulated in his body. He lay there quietly like a divine object. I'm just a little bit away from fusing the heart of light and darkness with my body. Wang Xian, who had long regained consciousness, felt his body and revealed an excited expression. The current him could be completely resurrected, but he did not choose to wake up. The heart of light and darkness had been completely fused, but he wanted to fuse the heart of light and darkness with the body of 5 elements. During the near 1 year of resurrection, 60 to 70% of the time was spent on the balance between the heart of light and darkness and the 7 attributes. Now, he was at the final step. Once he succeeded, Wang Xian would be able to grind the 5 elements above his head and step on the yin and yang poles. At that time, his combat strength would receive a huge boost. It might not be comparable to half-step longevity, but it should not be too difficult for him to kill a 9th-level profound void martial artist. Chapter 1627 1627 was the arrival of many strong people from the vast region. Is the Luhai region in front of us? Just as Wang Xian was immersed in the dragon pool, the 3 superpowers and a group of strong people from the vast region had arrived at the fringe of the Luhai region after 5 days. 120,000 strong people were looking at the region in front of them with slight curiosity. There were 60 to 70 places in the entire transcendental continent at the level of the Flowing Sea region. Compared to the vast area, it was a barren small place. Many people had never come to the Flowing Sea region in their entire lives. It was not because they disdained to come, but because it was very difficult for the weak to cross the North Flowing Sea. Let's fly forward and find a city to ask for directions. The Supreme Hierarch's cold gaze swept across his eyes. His eyes contained a faint killing intent. The 120,000 people continued to fly forward. Soon, a city appeared in their line of sight. Compared to the vast area of the city in front of them was undoubtedly much simpler. Humph, a small place like this can produce a power like the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. It's really rare. The 2 ancestors of the southern royal family stared at the city in front of them with disdain in their eyes. It's not like you haven't seen the power of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire before. You can't be careless. One of the ancestors of the Wuji Empire reminded the southern royal family, and the solipsistic sect lightly. Didn't your Wuji Empire confirm that the Dragon and Phoenix Empire only has 2 experts at the 9th level of the Profound Void tier? Since there are 2 of them, why should we be afraid? With just the strength of your Wuji Empire, you should be able to directly destroy them. The Supreme Headmaster glanced at the three ancestors of the Wuji Empire with an unpleasant expression and snorted softly. Previously, the only sect in the southern royal family had thought that the Dragon Phoenix Empire had 3 level 9 profound void martial experts, so they had always been very afraid. However, they didn't expect that the Wuji Empire would tell them that there were only 2. This made them slightly angry. If they had known earlier, they would not have been so timid. We only learned about it not too long ago. The Wuji Nation Master smiled. In terms of information, the Wuji Empire was the strongest. However, they had only received this information after the Dragon and Phoenix Empire had left. Based on the information they had received, they could already confirm that the old man called Amo Shah had already left. He didn't belong to the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. "Let's go, I can't help but want to start a massacre," Southern Emperor Jiang he said coldly as he flew towards the city in front of them. Boom! The Supreme Headmaster's figure also moved and he immediately flew over. He was like a hurricane of over 10 levels as he flew towards the city in front of him. "City Lord of this city, come out immediately!" The Supreme Headmaster flew over the city, and his voice entered everyone's ears. Pucci! Hearing the Supreme Headmaster's voice, everyone instantly felt a sweetness in their mouths, and a mouthful of blood was spat out. Some of the weaker people even fainted. "Oh my God! Is this a god? How terrifying! A voice that almost shattered my heart!" Everyone in the city was shocked as they looked in the direction of the Supreme Headmaster in disbelief. Soon after, they saw an army of 120,000 people flying towards them from the sky. They could feel a terrifying pressure and killing intent from everyone in front of them. "Sir, I am the City Lord of the Willow City of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. May I know what your orders are?" A middle-aged City Lord was shocked when he heard this voice. When he flew out of the City Lord's mansion and saw the Supreme Headmaster and his 120,000 troops, he was shocked and quickly bowed. "Dragon Phoenix Empire?" When the Supreme Headmaster heard these words, his eyes revealed a sinister expression. "I have descended to this tiny place of yours to destroy you." The Supreme Headmaster raised his arm ruthlessly, and a palm that could destroy a radius of 10 kilometers instantly condensed in the sky. "What? Lord, spare my life!" The City Lord of Lu's City saw that the other party had attacked without a word and felt the incomparably huge palm in the sky, and his heart was greatly shocked. "Die!" The Supreme Headmaster's tyrannical arm waved, and the palm that covered a radius of 10 kilometers directly attacked the City Lord of Lu's City. "Not good, run!" It's over, it's over! What a terrifying aura! My God, are they devils?" Below, when everyone in the city saw this palm, they shouted in shock. A palm that covered a 10-kilometer radius, what kind of concept was this? To them, it was simply a world-destroying thing. Boom! An earth-shattering sound rang out, and the entire city seemed as if it had encountered an earthquake of over a dozen magnitude. With a single palm strike, all the buildings collapsed. In the center, within 10 kilometers, the ground sank 50 meters. Over 100,000 people died directly from this palm strike. Stupefied, everyone in Willow City was stupefied. What kind of expert was this? How did they offend such an expert? "Everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, die!" The Supreme Headmaster's face revealed a ferocious expression. He raised his arm again, and another palm that covered a radius of 10 kilometers appeared. Boom! Another attack and the entire city was covered in dust. Screams, cries for help, and screams instantly covered the entire city. All the people who were still alive looked at the Supreme Hierarch in fear, their faces filled with shock. In their eyes, he was a devil from the abyss. "All right, Supreme Hierarch, leave some people to ask the Dragon and Phoenix Empire's Imperial City," Dark Eye Patriarch said indifferently. With a wave of his arm, more than 10 people flew in front of him. "Lord, spare my life! Don't kill me! Don't kill me!" The more than 10 people who were caught by Dark Eye Patriarch shouted in despair. "Shut up!" he shouted softly. The more than 10 people seemed to be hypnotized and their eyes were dull. Soon, information came out of their mouths one by one. Let's go. After killing the powerhouses of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, you can do whatever you want. Dark Eye Patriarch threw the more than 10 people away and said indifferently. The Supreme Headmaster flew toward the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City expressionlessly. The sect that hated the Dragon Phoenix Empire the most was the Solipsistic sect. Originally, the Solipsistic sect was the strongest among the 3 superpowers, but now, it was the weakest. The entire Solipsistic Mountains had been destroyed. One could imagine how furious he was. The 120,000-strong army flew toward the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City, leaving less than half of the people in Willow City with shocked gazes. What kind of enemy has our Dragon Phoenix Imperial Dynasty provoked? Is our Imperial Dynasty going to be destroyed? Some people muttered in fear. The surviving city executives immediately opened their communication stone plates and sent the news over. A terrifying and invincible army of experts had arrived at the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City. Chapter 1628. 1628. The 1628 army arrived. A terrifying and invincible army descended upon the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. This information was quickly transmitted to the cities and headed towards the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. The current Luhai region was very different from the previous Luhai region. The entire region was completely controlled by the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Be it the families, sex, they were all restricted. A single word from the Dragon and Phoenix Empress could destroy any clan or force. However, within the short period of time when the Dragon and Phoenix Empire was unified, all the passageways of the cities were opened up. Vicious beasts attacking cities? Demonic beasts wreaking havoc? They didn't exist at all. Once a city, even if it was a town, encountered a vicious beast attacking a city, all they needed was a single piece of information, and the Dragon and Phoenix Empire's army would immediately head over. In the past, at least a few cities in the Luhai region were attacked by ferocious beasts every year, and tens of millions of people were eaten by ferocious beasts. Now, this wouldn't happen at all. Order entered every corner of the Luhai region. This made the people of the Luhai region feel extremely grateful towards the Dragon and Phoenix Empress. The entire Luhai region was flourishing, and there were more and more experts. Report, there's news from Lu City that a terrifying and invincible army has arrived at the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. One expert killed hundreds of thousands of people in 2 moves. The news quickly reached the Imperial Palace of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. What? An invincible army has arrived? Killed hundreds of thousands of people in Lu City in 2 moves? The expressions of the important officials of the Empire changed drastically when they heard the news. Her Majesty the Empress is in the Dragon Palace now. Report immediately! The expression of the important minister of the Dragon and Phoenix Dynasty changed drastically, and he hurriedly flew toward the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Palace was not very far away from the Imperial City, so the information was quickly transmitted to Feng Luan. What? Feng Luan, who was with Lan Qingwei, Guan Shuqing, and the other girls, had a drastic change in expression. The range of one move can cover a radius of 10 kilometers. Only an expert at the 9th rank of the Profound Void martial stage can do that. An invincible army of more than 100,000 appeared near the north flowing sea and came to destroy us. It must be a vast area. Could it be? Feng Luan's expression changed slightly, and her thoughts turned 100 times in an instant. Her expression slowly became solemn. Could it be that the experts from the vast area came to our flowing sea area? Guan Shuqing and the other girls also realized the seriousness of the problem and asked with an embarrassed expression. 100%. Since they dared to come, then the Wuji Empire must have come, Feng Luan said with a gloomy face. They had come. She didn't expect that the Wuji Empire had actually killed their way to the flowing sea region. They didn't have any enmity with the Wuji Empire. Now that they had given up on the vast region, they were still chasing after them. Those who didn't know would think that there was some deep enmity. The Wuji Empire's methods are very ruthless. Once they provoke them, it's best to eradicate them. They're not wrong, but... A monstrous flame appeared in Feng Luan's eyes. "Let's go!" Feng Luan's expression was somewhat ugly, as she immediately flew towards the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City. "We'll go too. Prime Minister Gui, send the members of the Dragon Palace to the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City," Lan Qingwei and the other girls said with serious expressions. "It's the Dragon Queen." Prime Minister Gui frowned and nodded. The group quickly flew into the Imperial City. The Imperial City was transformed from the tomb of a demi-human, and the entire dynasty was enormous. It had the prodigy stage and many other paradises. The main hall became the center of the dynasty. There were no city walls in the Imperial City because the invincible Dragon and Phoenix dynasty didn't need city walls. "Enter alert! Prepare for battle in the north!" Feng Luan flew into the Imperial City and immediately shouted. Her cold voice resounded throughout the entire Imperial City. "What's the situation? Alert? Alert for what? Who dares to invade our Dragon and Phoenix dynasty? Is there an invasion? Is it a fierce beast or something? Who dares to invade our Dragon and Phoenix Empire? They are courting death." There were 60 to 70 million people in the entire Dragon and Phoenix Imperial City. Most of the experts in the Luhai region were gathered here. When they heard Feng Luan's voice, all of them had shocked expressions on their faces. Who dared to invade the invincible Dragon and Phoenix Empire in the Luhai region? Alert? The north? Could it be? However, when the soldiers and generals who had followed Feng Luan to fight in the vast area heard these two words, they all had solemn expressions on their faces. Could it be? The experts from the vast area are here, right? If they are here, then the experts from the Wuji Empire are definitely here. Not good! The expressions of the soldiers and generals changed drastically. "Quick, quick, head to the north immediately!" All the soldiers immediately flew towards the north. Because there were no city walls, everyone stood on the plains. In less than 5 minutes, hundreds of thousands of soldiers stood in neat rows. In the sky, void interpretation experts rode on all kinds of powerful mounts. Many experts of the demonic beast clan also floated in the sky. Behind them, the curious citizens of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire numbered in the tens of millions. They were discussing in shock, who was the intruder that made the Empress personally come over. Everyone was looking at the Empress at the front. Reporting to the Empress, according to the information from Willow City, with the speed of the intruder, they should arrive in our Imperial City in an hour. A minute ago, there was a message. The Spirit Heart City along the way was destroyed, and more than half of the millions of people died. According to the information, the hundreds of thousands of troops were divided into 3 waves of forces. One by one, the message reached Feng Luan's ears again, causing her to tightly clench her arms. It seems that the Wuji Empire has also arrived. This time, it's going to be troublesome. Guan Shuqing and the other girls frowned and said solemnly. Emperor Feng, the 3 forces of the vast area are joining forces. It's a war between the vast area and our flowing sea region. We are no match for them. There's only one way now, which is to retreat and defend the Dragon Palace. Prime Minister Gui suggested to Feng Luan with a frown. Retreat and defend the Dragon Palace. A level 4 Dragon Palace could defend against the attacks of experts below the age of 10,000, and the combat strength of the members of the Dragon Palace could be increased by 4 times within a range of 1,000 kilometers. What kind of concept was this? It was easy for one to fight against 4 people. Even if all the experts in the vast area descended, the Dragon Palace would not be afraid. Retreat and defend the Dragon Palace? Feng Luan's expression changed, and she quickly shook her head. She said embarrassedly, "No, with the viciousness of the experts in the vast area and the hatred of the solipsistic sect, if we retreat and defend the Dragon Palace, they will slaughter the entire Luhai region. Sister Feng Luan, we are not their match at all." Guan Shuqing and the others' expressions changed slightly when they heard her words. "They are not my match!" Feng Luan clenched her fists tightly and gritted her teeth. Her eyes were filled with killing intent. "No, didn't you say that once you transform into a fire phoenix, you will be easily discovered? If you transform today, even if you kill them, your identity will be 100% exposed in the future. After being exposed, with the Phoenix Dynasty's strength, it'll be very difficult to turn things around. Lan Qingwei immediately retorted. Boom! Then, just as Lan Qingyue's voice sounded out, waves of terrifying aura suddenly charged over. An invisible aura rushed over from a direction of dozens of kilometers. What kind of aura is this? Below, all the soldiers were shocked and couldn't help but exclaim. Behind them, the expressions of the tens of millions of people from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire also changed drastically. The aura of this onslaught caused them to tremble. We didn't even see the enemy's figure, yet a terrifying aura was transmitted over this. Thank you to all the brothers and sisters who have rewarded us. Please subscribe and support us. Thank you. Chapter 1629. 1629 The 5 elements above 1629's head ground his feet on the yin and yang poles. What kind of enemy has our Dragon Phoenix Empire provoked? In the north of the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City, tens of millions of people were standing at the back. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers of the Imperial City were staring at the void in front of them. There was no enemy in the void, but that terrifying aura and killing intent had already charged at them from dozens of kilometers away. This caused everyone in the Dragon and Phoenix Empire to reveal extremely grave and shocked expressions. Even Feng Wan, Lan Qingwei, and the others watched with grave expressions. Woo woo! At this moment, a whistling sound was heard. Little Blue's incomparably huge body slowly flew over. On Little Blue's body stood many disciples of the Dragon Palace. The Heavenly Aero Division, the Starwood Dragon Seed, the Thunder Division, the Dragon Guard. The disciples of the Dragon Palace stared at the sky in the north with sharp eyes. The experts of the Dragon Palace are here too. With the experts of the Dragon Palace here, we have nothing to worry about. Not necessarily. Even the experts of the Dragon Palace are here. The enemy must be very powerful. Everyone in the Imperial City was discussing in shock when they saw the giant beast and the members of the Dragon Palace. Everyone in the Dragon Phoenix Empire knew that the Dragon Palace was much more powerful than the entire Dragon Phoenix Empire. They felt a chill in their hearts as they let out a sigh of relief. The enemy that could make the experts of the Dragon Palace come here was definitely not weak. Roar! Ha ha, Dragon Phoenix Empire, run! Do you think you can escape? Today, even if you cross the region, I will destroy you completely. At this moment, the roars of fierce beasts and demonic beasts came from the north. Then, a domineering voice came and figures appeared faintly. What's that? Upon hearing these voices, the expressions of everyone in the Dragon and Phoenix Imperial City changed drastically as they stared fixedly at the north. Figures slowly appeared. First, 6 old men who were riding on terrifying demonic beasts appeared in everyone's line of sight. Following closely behind them were a group of experts who were exuding a terrifying aura and had arrogant expressions on their faces. From the moment they entered the Flowing Sea region and passed by a few cities, all the experts in the vast region discovered that the Flowing Sea region was such trash. In the entire city, they could easily pull out a void interpretation expert and a few transcendents to destroy them. They were on completely different levels. All of them were filled with strong confidence towards this cross-region battle. All disciples of the vast region, listen up! An elder of the Wuji Empire rode on the Shadow Lion and lightly shouted. Yes! The 120,000 experts of the vast region responded loudly. Kill the enemy! The Supreme Headmaster roared, his face filled with a ferocious killing intent. Kill! An earth-shaking roar came from the mouth of the 120,000 experts of the vast region. The 120,000 people quickly flew towards the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City. The powerful aura that each of them carried directly swarmed forward. Over 10,000 insightful void martial experts, the lowest rank 9 extraordinary experts, charged over with a terrifying killing intent. The entire sky underwent a terrifying transformation, and the clouds in the sky directly scattered. An invisible and suffocating aura condensed in front of them. An even more powerful aura directly charged over like a fierce wind and tsunami. Get ready! All the generals of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire saw the charging aura and their faces changed drastically as they immediately shouted loudly. Yes! Hundreds of thousands of soldiers stared at the front and shouted loudly. Oh no! Feng Luan's expression slightly changed when she saw the charging aura. Buzz! A staff appeared in her hand instantly. She spread out her arm and blocked the terrifying aura in front of her. Boom! The two auras collided, and the terrifying aura was directly blocked by half by Feng Luan. However, this was after all the aura of the strongest army in the vast area. The remaining aura directly swept towards the back. Not good, what kind of power is this? Oh my god, what a terrifying pressure! The hundreds of thousands of soldiers felt the aura coming towards them. It was as if death was pressing down on their necks. All the soldiers below Transcendent Level 9 all retreated backwards, their legs trembling as they fell to the ground. What? This, just the impact of the aura, how can it be so terrifying? Who are these people? How can they be so strong? The tens of millions of people in the Imperial City behind watched this scene in shock. Just the impact of the aura, more than half of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire's most elite army actually collapsed to the ground. How could they fight? This was just the impact of the aura. Everyone's faces were filled with terror. Only my sect, Southern Royal Family, and Wuji Empire, the three major forces of the vast region, have all arrived. When those generals saw this scene, their faces all became unsightly. They stared at the 120,000 troops in front of them with some fear in their hearts. When Feng Luan saw this scene, her face also became gloomy. In terms of pure strength, if the Dragon Palace wasn't present, the current Dragon and Phoenix Empire wouldn't even be a match for the only sect. Even if they had the Dragon Palace, they wouldn't be a match for the Wuji Empire. Haha, the trash in the Luhai area. We can kill more than half of them with just one charge. The trash area is the trash area. They dare to start a war in our vast area. Today, we will destroy them. After being arrogant in our vast area, they still want to escape. The 120,000 strong army flew 5 kilometers ahead. They were flying in the sky, and when they saw that the army had fallen with a single attack from them, their faces revealed an arrogant expression. The mocking words were said without restraint, and everyone's faces revealed disdainful expressions. Hee hee! The 6th 9th level profound void tier experts also laughed coldly. Everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, kneel down and bow your heads. We will give you all a complete corpse. An ancestor from the Wuji Empire held a dark magic staff in his hand as he spoke from above. Wuji Empire, you bunch of hypocrites, do you really think that we are afraid of you? Lan Qingwei stared at them as she spoke with an icy expression. Barbarian goddess, do you really think that our vast region is afraid of your little Luhai Empire? A patriarch of Wuji Empire said indifferently. Dragon Phoenix Empire, you entered our vast region to stir up trouble and harm our disciples. Our vast region, the 3 super forces, led all the experts in the vast region to come and kill you. Today will be the day you die. Wuji King said to the Dragon and Phoenix Empire with a righteous expression. Blood must be repaid in blood. Dragon and Phoenix Empire, go and reunite with the Sky Devil. The Supreme Patriarch raised his hand with a grim expression. Everyone from the Southern Royal Family also raised their weapons with hatred. Chapter 1630. 1630 was standing in the middle of the yin and yang poles with the 5 elements grinding on top of his head. The vast area! Our Dragon and Phoenix Empire has provoked the vast area. They are actually the experts of the vast area. Moreover, all of their experts have been mobilized. My God, how are we supposed to defend against them? This isn't a battle of the same level at all. The vast area! It's over, it's over! The tens of millions of people behind the Dragon Phoenix Empire heard their words and their faces instantly turned pale. The vast region was also known as the upper region by the flowing sea region. If the flowing sea region was a small village, then the vast region was a city. The two were not on the same level in terms of level or number of experts. If all the experts in the vast area came to destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, how could they resist? All the experts in the vast area, get ready. Don't leave a single one alive. I want nothing to grow here. The Supreme Sect leader roared with a savage expression. Only blood could be used to pay tribute to the people of their sect who had died. Die! The Supreme Sect leader raised his arm, and a palm that was 10 kilometers wide appeared in the air. In the eyes of everyone in the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, the enormous palm was like the anger of a god. Everyone was shocked. When had they ever seen such a terrifying attack? Buzz! A red phoenix pattern appeared between Feng Luan's eyebrows, and she waved the staff in her hand. A firebird flapped its enormous wings and directly met the enormous palm. Come, destroy this bunch of trash! Kill everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire! Kill them all! He, a bunch of trash! How dare they act so arrogantly in our vast area? Die! Under the Supreme Hierarch's order, all the experts from the 120,000 Corps instantly released a terrifying killing intent. They all held weapons and charged forward. Members of the Dragon Palace, prepare to kill! Prime Minister Gui frowned and immediately ordered when he saw the situation. Ding! Congratulations to the hosts for merging the heart of light and darkness and comprehending the Dharma idol, yin-yang dual polarity. Ding! Congratulations to the hosts for merging the 5 elements of light and darkness and evolving into a yin-yang 5 elements dragon. Ding! Congratulations to the hosts for mastering the 7 elements of light and darkness and comprehending the Dharma idol, yin-yang 5 elements Am's bowl. Ding! The light and dark 5 elements have fused. The light and dark fire dragon eyes have evolved into the yin-yang 5 elements dragon eyes. Outside the Imperial City, at the instant when the war broke out, system notifications appeared in Wang Xian's mind in the Dragon Pool in the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian, who was lying quietly in the Dragon Palace, slowly opened his pair of dragon eyes. One was yin and the other was yang. The 5 elements were circulating. His pair of dragon eyes seemed to be able to illuminate the heavens. His body was slowly floating above the Dragon Pool. An incomparably huge Taiji diagram appeared below his body. The Taiji diagram was about 200 meters in size. One was light and the other was dark. In the area of light, there was a dark divine dragon entrenched. In the dark area, there was a light divine dragon entrenched. The 2 divine dragons were lifelike. Phew, I've finally completely fused with them. Wang Xian's eyes were filled with excitement. The fusion of light and dark and the fusion of the 5 elements was much stronger than he had imagined. I've comprehended 2 types of Dharma images. Wang Xian's heart skipped a beat. Name Wang Xian. Race, yin-yang 5 elements divine dragon, able to transform into a human. Level, 4th level of the void interpretation stage, 3rd form of the divine dragon transformation. Dragon crystal, 123. 112764 billion/10,000 billion. Avatar, rules the water tribe below its level. Devourer of life to extract dragon glass. Control the 5 elements. Kung Fu, dragon transformation. Supernatural power, soul, spirit, yin and yang 5 elements dragon eyes. Facsimile 5 elements big mill, palm dragon country, dragon head world, 10,000-ly dragon body, yin and yang poles, yin and yang 5 elements bowl. Dragon Palace, level 3. Dragon Palace member, 19,796. The attributes have undergone a huge change. The supernatural powers, light and darkness are gone. The aspect of the abyss demon dragon is also gone. This is because the yin and yang bowl of the 5 elements can completely replace the supernatural powers and aspect. Wang Xian looked at his attributes and was very satisfied. He was considered the first yin and yang dragon of the 5 elements in the history of the Divine Dragon clan. He was a dragon of 7 attributes. There was a yin and a yang in his eyes. There were 5 elements surrounding him. As he felt the violent power in his body, Wang Xian felt that his strength had increased by at least 1 level. It took me more than 8 months to resurrect this time. Guan Shuqing and the rest are worried. I didn't even know to welcome them when I woke up, Wang Xian thought to himself. He moved his body and instantly appeared in the Dragon King's hall. Greetings, Dragon King! The clam girl in the Dragon King's palace immediately greeted him respectfully. Eh? Where are the Dragon Queen and the rest? Where are the people from the Dragon Palace? Wang Xian's gaze swept across the Dragon Palace. Under the eyes of the yin-yang and 5 elements dragon, there were not many members in the entire Dragon Palace. Reporting to the Dragon King, the experts from the vast region have come to attack the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. The members of the Dragon Palace are currently. Before the clam girl could finish her sentence, Wang Xian suddenly lifted his dragon head. His yin and yang eyes seemed to be able to see through the void as he looked in the direction of the Dragon and Phoenix Imperial City. The solipsistic sect, the Southern Royal Family, and the Wuji Empire. Good. Is the entire force from the vast region here? As he swept his gaze across, a terrifying killing intent burst out from Wang Xian's eyes. Yin and yang circulated, and the 5 elements flowed. His body disappeared instantly. The control of yin and yang, teleportation. The current strange demon possessed the Dharma idol of teleportation. It could teleport within a radius of 10 kilometers. And the current Wang Xian could teleport within a radius of 20 kilometers. Furthermore, he could teleport twice consecutively. After that, he only needed 10 minutes of rest. Teleportation was originally the symbol of a powerhouse in the realm of longevity. However, Wang Xian was the same as Xiaolan. As one of the top bloodlines in the universe, they were able to possess such talent before reaching the realm of longevity. After 2 teleportations, Wang Xian's figure instantly appeared 40 kilometers away. Following that, his dragon body flew at a terrifying speed. No matter what the reason is, I will make all of you pay a heavy price today. Wang Xian's eyes were filled with a terrifying killing intent. Kill! His eyes were staring straight ahead. The 2 cold pupils formed an illusory dragon eye of the yin-yang 5 elements. The 2 dragon eyes were each 10 meters in size. The clear pupils were emitting a dense and imposing aura. The dragon eyes charged forward at an even more terrifying speed. Kill! On the battlefield, the Supreme Hierarch's palm was defeated by Fengluan. The 120,000 experts of the vast area attacked the hundreds of thousands of soldiers of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, and the members of the Dragon Palace with ferocious expressions. The aura of absolute suppression made them look ferocious and excited. Let's take action and finish them off as soon as possible. The 3 patriarchs of the Wuji Empire looked at each other and said indifferently. Okay. The 3 people nodded slowly. You are forcing me. When Fengluan saw the 6 rank 9 void interpretation experts preparing to attack, the flames in her eyes jumped. Roar! At this moment, a dragon roar was heard. What's that? 2 eyes? Everyone looked over, and when they saw 2 10-meter-long dragon eyes, they were slightly stunned. Vast area, are you here to die? Chapter 1631. 1631. Above 1631's head, the 5 elements were grinding against each other. Are you looking for death in this vast area? 2 huge pupils flew over. One was black and the other was white, and the 5 elements were surrounding them. Seeing these pupils, everyone couldn't help but feel slightly shocked. These pupils were too strange. However, what shocked everyone even more was that the dragon pupils actually made a sound. The 2 dragon eyes were suspended in the air for 1,000 meters, and they were filled with killing intent as they stared at everyone in the vast area. What are these things? The three ancestors of the Wuji Empire who were about to make a move were slightly stunned as they stared at the two enormous dragon eyes with some vigilance. What are those? What strange pupils? All the soldiers and citizens of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire looked over with faces filled with shock, and their eyes were filled with doubt. Two vivid pupils floated in the sky, as if they were monitoring the heavens. Under the gaze of these pupils, everyone felt their hearts palpitate. It's the Dragon King! It's Xiaoxian! Xiaoxian has been resurrected! All the disciples of the Dragon Palace, Guan Shuqing, and the others looked excited when they saw this pair of pupils and the familiar aura. I'm asking you, are you here to die? Another cold voice filled with killing intent was heard. This cold voice didn't come from that pair of strange and mysterious eyes, but from the east. Everyone had already stopped what they were doing and looked to the east in unison. A figure 150 meters tall. Everyone was extremely familiar with this figure, because this figure had stirred up the wind and clouds in the entire vast area. Compared to the monstrous demonic chi or the figure that covered the sky and covered the sun, the figure in the east was only 150 meters tall. However, the five elements millstone that was floating in the sky had a circumference of 10 kilometers. It was also the yin-yang tai chi that was floating below. The five elements millstone was above his head while he was standing on the yin-yang tai chi. The five elements millstone was spinning while the yin-yang tai chi was spinning. Wang Xian was suspended in the middle as he stared coldly at everyone in the vast area. It's the Dragon King! Haha, it's the Dragon King! The Dragon King is here! This is so cool! Is the Dragon King a god? What is that thing that looks like a millstone in the sky? What is that light and darkness thing beneath him? It's simply the descent of a god! The Dragon King is here! As long as the Dragon King is here, what do we have to fear in the vast region? Before the members of the Dragon Palace could get excited, all the citizens of the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City cheered excitedly. In the eyes of the people of the Dragon Phoenix Empire, the Dragon King had long become an invincible god. From the establishment of the Dragon Phoenix Empire to the unification of the Flowing Sea region by the Dragon Phoenix Empire, it had only been less than 3 years. Every time the Dragon and Phoenix Empire faced a crisis, the Dragon King would be able to resolve it easily. The people's trust in the Dragon King had reached the level of blind worship. Upon seeing Wang Xian's appearance, everyone's faces were filled with excitement and excitement. Phew, little Xian's strength seems to be much stronger than before. Feng Wan heaved a sigh of relief when she saw Wang Xian flying over in a domineering manner. Once she transformed into a fire phoenix, she would really be on a path of no return. What? This is the Sky Demon? This is the Sky Demon? Isn't the Sky Demon already dead? How is this possible? What a terrifying aura! Who is he? However, at this moment, everyone in the vast region was stunned. The Wang Xian who flew over was exactly the same as the Sky Demon they saw back then. Even his voice was the same. However, wasn't the Heavenly Demon already dead? How could he still appear? Heavenly Demon, I didn't expect you to still be alive! The Supreme Headmaster was the first to recognize Wang Xian's aura. When he saw Wang Xian who was exuding a powerful aura, his eyes were filled with brutal killing intent. The Heavenly Demon was actually alive. Wuji Empire, I didn't expect you guys to get involved as well! Wang Xian completely ignored the Supreme Sect leader. The current him could completely disregard the solipsistic sect. He stared at the 3 patriarchs of Wuji Empire and swept his gaze across everyone in Wuji Empire. There was no emotion in his eyes. I didn't expect Reverend Wang to still be alive! When Patriarch Dark Eye saw Wang Xian's sudden appearance, he frowned slightly. Priest Wang, the name of the Saint of Light, was conferred by Patriarch Dark Eye back then. Let me introduce myself. Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, Wang Xian. Anyone who dares to offend the Dragon Palace or the Dragon Phoenix Empire will be executed. The killing intent on Wang Xian's body gathered rapidly as his figure moved. Carrying the 5 elements Great Mill and Yin-Yang Tai Chi, he attacked the 3 patriarchs of the Wuji Empire directly. Arrogant! So what if you are a sky demon? Do you think you can fight against our Wuji Empire? The Patriarch of Dark Patterns, who had just advanced to the 9th level of the see-through void tier, shouted coldly when he saw Wang Xian coming at him. He waved his arm and numerous dark spears that were 1,000 meters in size directly attacked Wang Xian. Since you have provoked our Wuji Empire, we will let you die again. The other Patriarch of the Wuji Empire stared at Wang Xian with murderous intent. One by one, the Dark Lions attacked Wang Xian. The Wuji Empire is not something you can invade. Patriarch of the Dark Eye sighed softly. Hee hee. Wang Xian smiled when he saw the 3 patriarchs of the Wuji Empire attacking him. I'll use you guys to test my strength. Yin-Yang Dual Polarity, activate! Buzz. Yin-Yang Dual Polarity, light and darkness enveloped the area. The shadow of Yin and Yang Taiji appeared around Wang Xian. Buzz. 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 The long spears, the berserk beasts, and the ghostly shadows landed on Wang Xian's body and were easily deflected by the Yin-Yang Dual Polarity. When the 3 patriarchs of Dark Eye Clan saw how easily Wang Xian deflected their attacks, they were slightly shocked. Yin and Yang concealment! Wang Xian's eyes revealed a hint of coldness. His gaze landed on the weakest patriarch of Dark Mark Clan, and his figure moved. Boom! On the Yin and Yang extremes, the light instantly rippled in the surroundings. Everything within a radius of 10 kilometers was instantly covered by the light. Disappear! The 3 patriarchs of the Wuji Empire felt the light around them, and their bodies shook. The monstrous devil flames quickly chased away the light around them. Pooh! Ah! Suddenly, a scream came out of nowhere. Dark Mark! The faces of Patriarch Dark Eye and the other patriarch changed drastically when they heard the voice. They quickly turned around. Wuji Empire, no matter what your reason is, if you dare to invade the Dragon Phoenix Empire, we will fight to the death in the future. Today, I want to see how many of you can escape from the Flowing Sea region. A cold voice came from afar. Dark Eye Patriarch and the other patriarch's eyes instantly turned blood red. They stared at the dark mark that was directly cut off by the dragon claw. An expert at level 9 of the see-through realm was actually killed in an instant. Moreover, this was in a 1-on-3 situation. All the disciples of the Dragon Palace and all the generals of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, listen up! Kill! Wang Xian's voice covered the entire sky. Chapter 1632. 1632 Invincible Stance of 1632. Kill the enemy! Bang! A loud roar was heard. Carrying an invincible stance, the 5 elements grinding on top of his head and his feet stepping on the yin-yang tai chi. Wang Xian waved his dragon claw heavily. A corpse was thrown directly towards the front of the army of 120,000 people in the vast area. The Dark Mark Grand Master, a newly advanced expert at level 9 of the see-through realm in the Wuji Empire, was actually killed in an instant. Furthermore, he was fighting against the other 2 patriarchs of the Wuji Empire at the same time. In front of the entire Dragon and Phoenix Empire, apart from Wang Xian, there was silence. The corpse landed heavily in front of them, causing everyone to widen their eyes. Their eyes were filled with astonishment. This was an expert from the Guardian clan of a level 9 see-through expert. Now, he was actually killed directly. In the past 1,000 years, there were only 2 level 9 see-through experts who died. And these 2 were all killed by the Sky Demon. The Sky Demon that has been resurrected seems to be even more terrifying than before. A terrified expression appeared on the faces of all the experts in the vast area. To instantly kill a rank 9 profound void martial expert, who could match such an invincible appearance? No one present could match him. This made them recall that 8 months ago, the Sky Demon led his subordinates to charge into the headquarters of the Lone Sect and kill Patriarch Fengqi. After this battle, the vast region was shaken. However, the Sky Demon was even more terrifying now. Kill! All the members of the Dragon Palace roared with excitement when they saw the Dragon King kill a level 9 profound void martial expert. Ring, ring, ring! The Dolphin clan played the battle music, and all the archers of the Heavenly Eye Arrow Division charged forward with their bows and arrows. In the current Dragon Palace, there were more than 15,000 profound void martial experts, and only 5,000 disciples had yet to reach the profound void martial realm. Even the weakest insightful void stage powerhouse could resist against the second-level insightful void stage powerhouse. As for the 120,000 troops in the vast region, the number of insightful void stage powerhouses was only about the same as the Dragon Palace. However, with the addition of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire's insightful void stage powerhouses, there were more than 20,000 insightful void stage powerhouses in the Flowing Sea region. Just now, what was missing was the peak combat strength of the 9th level of the insightful void stage. Now that Wang Xian had arrived, there was no lack of peak combat strength. Kill! When the Seathruff level members of the Dragon Palace flew down from Xiaolan's body, all the powerhouses in the vast area were stunned. How can they have so many powerhouses? There are more than 10,000 of them. They also have more than 10,000 Seathruff level powerhouses. Oh my god, how can there be so many powerhouses in such a small flowing sea region? The 120,000 strong army trembled. At the strongest position, a group of profound void tier experts were resisting the arrows from the Heavenly Eye Arrow Division. However, just as they thought that they could withstand the arrows, a wave of special sound waves suddenly transmitted into their minds, causing the bodies of the profound void tier experts to stiffen. Oh! A miserable cry was emitted from the mouth of the profound void tier experts. The Heavenly Eye Arrow Division had 1,000 insightful void realm experts. With the help of the Dolphin clan, a round of arrows was shot down. In addition, the arrows were smeared with the poison created by the 8-pointed commander. In an instant, 200 to 300 insightful void realm experts were killed. This was an extremely terrifying number. Face the enemy! Face the enemy! We are a majestic and vast region. Why would we be afraid of a tiny place like the Flowing Sea region? Kill! When the King of Wuji saw the sudden burst of combat power from the Dragon Palace and the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, everyone was shocked and shouted loudly. Next, it's your turn! In the middle of the battlefield, Wang Xian looked at Patriarch Dark Eye and the other Patriarch of Wuji Empire and said coldly. In the sky, an invisible destructive power swept towards the two of them. Kill! The two patriarchs from the Wuji Empire had extremely gloomy expressions. They gritted their teeth and growled. Eye of Darkness! Dark Storm! The two of them waved their arms and a terrifying dark light shot out from their eyes. The other one raised both his arms and the sky was instantly covered by darkness. Countless dark raindrops attacked Wang Xian. The two of you want to fight against me? After the short clash just now, Wang Xian had a better understanding of his own strength. The yin-yang taiji below him spun and numerous shadowy shadows of the taiji appeared around him. The dark storm and the eye of darkness landed on it, but they were all blocked outside. The most powerful aspect of the great grinding of the 5 elements was healing and destruction. The most powerful aspect of the yin-yang taiji was its defense and concealment. The yin-yang dual polarity was activated. As long as the attack power did not exceed a certain level, it would be able to completely block outside. Suppress! As the attacks landed around him and were blocked, Wang Xian shouted softly. Roar! 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 On the 5 elements millstone, the 5 divine dragons of the 5 elements roared and pulled the 5 elements millstone. Streams of energy of the 5 elements formed a mountain and headed straight for the two of them. The mountain peak, which was thousands of meters high and filled with the aura of destruction, looked extremely terrifying from a distance. Dark Mad Lion devours the sky! Dark Mad Lion devours the sky! The two patriarchs of Wuji dynasty waved their arms, and a 10,000-meter wide head of the Dark Mad Lion appeared in front of them. The Dark Mad Lion raised its head and opened its huge mouth, biting toward the huge mountain peak. Wang! A terrifying collision was heard, and the head of the Dark Lion, which was 10,000 meters long, trembled. Following that, It slowly trembled under the impact of the mountain peak and gradually disappeared. The mountain peak, which was filled with destructive aura, shook in the direction of the two patriarchs of the Wuji Empire. So powerful! Roar! 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 The faces of the two patriarchs of the Wuji Empire changed drastically. Their mount, the Dark Lion, which was a level 8 insightful void tier, died under the impact of the 5 elements' destructive power. Their bodies were also sent flying for thousands of meters. Southern Emperor Jianghe, come and help us. We are no match for the Sky Devil. Quick, quick! As the dark-eyed elder was sent flying, one of his palms was hit by the invisible destructive power, and 2 of his fingers disappeared immediately. His pitch-black pupils were filled with fear as he shouted loudly. What? The 2 patriarchs of the Southern royal family were working together to fight against Shaolong. When they heard the patriarch of the Wuji Empire's plea for help, their expressions changed slightly. Southern royal family's Jianghe looked over uncertainly. He gestured to the other elder and flew over. With the 3 of us, kill the Sky Fiend as soon as possible. Nangong Jianghe flew over and roared loudly. It's enough that we can resist him, but you still want to kill him? Patriarch Dark, I said with a gloomy face when he heard Nangong Jianghe's words. His gaze swept to the area below him, and his expression sank. The power of the flowing sea region had completely exceeded their imagination. Not only were the Skyfiends invincible, but there were also experts who were invincible. Sword Chi swept across several thousand meters. It was a ruthless and decisive golden swordfish. The thunder prawns that held the thunder hammer and thunder spear covered in lightning. The deadly arrows, the violent dark demon monkeys, and the dancing fiery red thorns. In the battle against their 120,000 strong army, they were actually at a complete advantage. If it were not for the fact that they had more profound void tier 8 powerhouses, they would have been defeated by now. Chapter 1633. 1633 in the invincible stance of 1633. What? Nangong Jianghe, who was charging towards Wang Xian and the rest, heard the words of the patriarch of Wuji Empire, and his face instantly sank. Even with the strength of 3 people, they could only defend at most? The moment the Sky Demon appeared, he killed one of them. Now, he was fighting against 3 of them alone. There were also 2 experts at level 9 of the See-Through Void who were fighting against the Supreme Sect leader and another patriarch of the Southern royal family. Their peak combat strength was completely on par. Woo woo woo! Right at this moment, Little Blue's furious voice was heard. Boom boom boom! Following that, a terrifying collision sound was heard. Southern Emperor Jianghe hurriedly looked in the direction where he flew over. Oh no! Looking over, his expression instantly darkened. Just now, the 2 experts of the Southern royal family were fighting against this space behemoth, leaving several thousand meters long wounds on its body. Then, at the instant he got up, the enormous body of the behemoth directly crashed towards the direction of the 120,000 strong army below. The ancestor of the Southern royal family directly stabbed a large blade that was several thousand meters long into the body of the behemoth. However, the terrifying behemoth seemed to feel no pain as it continued to charge forward. Its incomparably huge body immediately collided with the bodies of several hundred profound void martial experts. In an instant, several dozen weak profound void martial experts directly turned into blood mist. The bodies of several hundred others instantly became flat and lost their vitality. The blood mist entered the body of the giant beast and was quickly absorbed. The wounds healed at a terrifying speed. This scene caused another ancestor of the Southern royal family to feel a wave of fear. The recovery and vitality of this space beast was too terrifying. He was alone. Even if the other party didn't retaliate or dodge, he would have to kill for a few minutes before he could kill it. And this giant beast had killed dozens of his subordinates in an instant. Dragon country in the palm! Wang Xian saw that their experts were working together to fight against him. There was no hint of fear on his face as he waved his dragon claws. In an instant, The huge dragon claw clawed downwards. He placed his target among the 120,000 soldiers below. How dare you get distracted when you are fighting with us? Fire is raging! Explode! Nan Wangjianghe was furious when he saw Wang Xian ignoring the three of them and attacking downwards. He waved his hand and a fireball expanded at a terrifying speed. It attacked Wang Xian. Abyss heaven-piercing spear! Abyss heaven-piercing spear! Patriarch Dark Eye and the other patriarch unleashed a powerful single-target attack in a fit of rage. Even though your Sky Fiend is very strong now, he is not strong enough to ignore us. The three of them were filled with a monstrous killing intent. Let's try our strongest defensive Dharma idol. Yin Yang 5 Elements Alms Bowl! Wang Xian growled and a Tai Chi alms bowl slowly appeared around him. Around the Tai Chi alms bowl, 5 divine dragons of the 5 elements circled around it. The alms bowl slowly draped over Wang Xian's dragon body. The entire alms bowl was like a cape. The pressure was overbearing. Placed on top of the dragon body, it gave off a sense of mystery and elegance. Powerhouses from the vast region, how dare you invade us? Die! The Yin Yang 5 Elements alms bowl appeared. Wang Xian completely ignored the attacks of the 3 level 9 void interpretation stage powerhouses in the sky. His dragon claws, which were a few kilometers in size, directly attacked the dozens of level 8 void interpretation stage powerhouses below him. Oh no, the Sky Demon actually dares to divert his attention to deal with us. When the dozens of level 8 void interpretation stage powerhouses saw the terrifying dragon claws, their faces revealed a look of fear. They hurriedly dodged to the side. Roar! Dragon Head World! Wang Xian opened his dragon mouth and activated his Dharma idol once again. Dragon Head World! In an instant, a dragon mouth that was 3,000 to 4,000 meters in size shot out an invisible force of destruction. A long river appeared directly on the battlefield. Buzz! All 7 to 8 powerhouses of the 8th level of the Seeping Void tier were covered by the long river of destruction. The Grey River passed through a distance of 20 kilometers. The Grey River drew a dividing line across the entire battlefield. However, what made everyone in the vast area even more fearful was that the river of 20 kilometers had drowned 7,000 to 8,000 people. These were 7,000 to 8,000 top-notch experts in the vast area. There was only a total of 120,000 troops, but 7,000 to 8,000 of them were wiped out in an instant. It was definitely a huge loss. Sky Demon, you're courting death! The 2 patriarchs of the Wuji Empire saw Wang Xian killing 7,000 to 8,000 experts in one move. Most of the people who were killed were from the Wuji Empire. This caused their eyes to turn red instantly. One of the patriarchs of the Wuji Empire moved. He did not attack Wang Xian. Since Wang Xian was killing their disciple, he had to return the favor. Yin Yang 5 Elements Alms Bowl, unravel! Wang Xian saw one of the patriarchs of the Wuji Empire flying toward the members of the Dragon Palace. There was a hint of coldness in his eyes. His body trembled. The Yin Yang 5 Elements Alms Bowl on his body completely disintegrated. The Yin Yang 5 Elements Alms Bowl was formed by the 5 elements power in his body, the light and darkness heart. The defense was almost invincible among the 9th level of the Void Interpretation stage. When the Yin Yang 5 Elements Alms Bowl was unsealed, it immediately transformed into 3 divine dragons. The 5 Elements Divine Dragon, the Light Divine Dragon, and the Darkness Demonic Dragon. Before Wang Xian had completely fused with the Heart of Light and Darkness, he had a Dharma idol, the Abyss Demonic Dragon. Due to the Heart of Darkness, he could summon a powerful demonic dragon. After the Light and Darkness were completely fused, the Dharma idol, the Abyss Demonic Dragon, disappeared. However, the disappearance did not mean that Wang Xian could not use it. On the contrary, he was even more powerful now. The Yin Yang 5 Elements Alms Bowl had transformed into 3 divine dragons. Each of them possessed the strength of a 9th level void interpretation. Even if they were only comparable to an expert like Patriarch of Dark Patterns who had just entered the 9th level void interpretation, they were still extremely terrifying. However, After the yin-yang five elements Am's bull transformed into a divine dragon, Wang Xian's own strength would be reduced by a lot. He could only match up to an ordinary 9th level void interpretation. Even so, it was enough. Roar! 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 The 3 divine dragons let out 3 wild roars and attacked the 2 patriarchs of Wuji Empire and Nandong Jianghe respectively. Seeing the 3 divine dragons that suddenly flew out from Wang Xian's body, Patriarch Dark Eye and the other 2 had extremely ugly expressions on their faces. In particular, the aura emitted by the 3 divine dragons was not weak at all. Illusory items, kill them as soon as possible. Patriarch Dark Eye stared at the 3 divine dragons with his black eyes. His body trembled and an incomparably huge demonic shadow held a sickle in his hand as he charged towards the divine dark dragon. Roar! Roar! The divine dark dragon's body rolled and bit the demonic shadow heavily. Crap! Another patriarch of Wuji Empire who wanted to kill the disciples of the Dragon Palace was entangled by the light dragon god. After 2 collisions, his face turned ugly. It would take him at least 10 minutes or even half an hour to kill it. Dragon body of 10,000 miles. All the powerhouses in the vast area, take this. In the center of the area, a terrifying divine dragon was rampaging within a 10-kilometer radius. Without the power of light and darkness of the 5 elements, a divine dragon could kill in all directions just by relying on its physical body. Chapter 1634. 1634 Under the invincible stance of 1634. All the powerhouses in the vast region, take this. The huge dragon's voice spread across a radius of 100 kilometers. With a body of nearly 10 kilometers, dazzling dragon scales under the sunlight, and gigantic dragon claws, it directly crushed the powerhouses in the vast region. The war had only started for less than 10 minutes. Just now, Wang Xian's attack had killed 7 to 8 see-through void tier 8 experts and 7 to 8,000 other experts. This caused the vast area to be at a complete disadvantage. Now Wang Xian once again relied on his powerful physical body to charge towards the remaining 110,000 troops. How the fuck is he going to receive the attack? Where's the Patriarch? Block the Sky Demon. Otherwise, how are we going to fight? An expert at level 7 of the see-through realm looked at the terrifying body within a 10-kilometer radius. He was so afraid that tears almost flowed down his face. Receive this attack? We are more than 1 meter in size. How can we receive an attack from a 10,000-meter-long creature? Who can receive it? Boom! 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 However, even if they couldn't receive it, they had to receive it. Wang Xian waved his dragon claws and swept them with his powerful physical body. The air exploded as the dragon claws swept past. All the experts at the see-through realm, and those at the half-step to the see-through realm were like ants in his eyes. Under his terrifying strength, all the figures were sent flying and their bodies were completely deflated. No one could withstand a single strike from Wang Xian. Even the experts at the 8th level of the see-through level were sent flying for thousands of meters by the terrifying dragon claws. They were only left with half their lives. The sounds of miserable shrieks could be heard continuously in an instant. The army that was left with only 110,000 soldiers was defeated immediately. Oh my God, the Dragon King is too violent. He is a godly beast that descended from the sky. He is so powerful. Haha. There are so many experts in the Dragon Palace. There are more than 10,000 insightful Emptiness Realm experts. This is too awesome. Invincible, the Dragon King is invincible. He can fight against 3 people at the same time. He is so powerful. The Dragon King is invincible, the Dragon Palace is invincible, and the experts in the high and mighty area are going to be defeated by us. With the Dragon Palace and the Dragon King here, who dares to mess with the Dragon and Phoenix Empire? Behind them, tens of millions of people in the Dragon and Phoenix Imperial City stared at the war with wide eyes. The powerhouses in the high and mighty area had arrived, and their momentum alone was enough to defeat them. However, the powerhouses in the high and mighty area were being slaughtered. The battle in the sky was like a fight between immortals. Especially the invincible posture of the Dragon King, it was deeply imprinted in everyone's mind. Our Phoenix Emperor is also very strong. With the Phoenix Emperor and the Dragon King in the future, our Dragon Phoenix dynasty might be able to establish a foundation for 10,000 years. The relationship between the Phoenix Emperor and the Dragon King is so good, and it's a man and a woman. Do you think that in the future? The balance of the war had been broken, and all the citizens of the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City heaved a heavy sigh of relief. They were talking excitedly. In fact, they were even discussing the private affairs between the Dragon King and the Empress. Stop the Sky Demon! We can't let him continue killing! All the disciples in the vast area, run, run! Patriarch Dark Eye was suppressing the divine Dark Dragon in front of him. However, he could not kill him quickly. Seeing Wang Xian wreaking havoc on the battlefield, the vast area was completely defeated. His pitch-black pupils were bloodshot as he roared loudly. Run, run now! This is too terrifying. Run, return to the vast area. Upon hearing Patriarch Dark Eye's order, the experts from the vast area who were defeated by Wang Xian on the battlefield below did not hesitate at all. They immediately fled in the direction of the vast area. Let's block the Sky Demon and the other two experts. Patriarch Dark Eye forcefully blocked the attack in front of him and attacked Wang Xian's dragon body. All the disciples of the Dragon Palace, chase after them. All the soldiers of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, chase after them. Wang Xian ordered loudly while Feng Luan shouted as well. The experts from the vast region had already charged into the flowing sea region. How could they let them escape with peace of mind? Kill! Kill! All the members and experts of the Dragon Palace chased after the army from the vast region with excited faces. All the experts in the vast area who thought that they were gods had never thought that they would be so miserable. The appearance of the Dragon King and the experts of the Dragon Palace made them all feel terrified. Whoosh! 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 The experts in the vast area fled, causing the Heavenly Eye Arrow Division to completely let go. Each of their members rode on the Phoenix Dragon Seed and shot life-chasing arrows at the half-step void interpretation experts of the extraordinary 9th rank. There was nothing they could do. The void interpretation experts were the fastest to escape, so they could only leave the weaker ones behind. After rounds of attacks, the corpses fell down like raindrops. Just a few rounds of attacks from the Heavenly Eye Arrow Division had killed more than 10,000 people. Why is it like this? Oh, don't kill me! The weaker ones looked at the experts of the Dragon Palace, and the soldiers of the Dragon Phoenix Empire with despair on their faces. They gritted their teeth and tried their best to escape. Is there any use in escaping? We will reach the vast area! The two patriarchs from the Wuji Empire, the two patriarchs from the Southern Royal Family, and the Supreme Sect Master were fighting against Wang Xian, Xiaolan, and Feng Luan with all their might. Looking at the army that was fleeing in the vast area, Wang Xian revealed a mocking expression. Sky Demon, it's impossible for you to destroy us! Upon hearing Wang Xian's words, Patriarch Dark Eye's expression changed drastically. The Sky Demon was actually going to attack their vast area. To the three superpowers, this was a great humiliation. Even if we can't destroy them, we can still cause the three superpowers to suffer heavy losses. Wang Xian revealed a cold smile. Wang Xian, Xiaolan, and Feng Luan could completely suppress the 5 strongest experts in the vast region. However, it was a little difficult to kill them. Just like when he was in the Solitaire sect, after he consumed the violent blood pill, he could only use the method of mutual destruction if he wanted to kill Patriarch Feng Qi. With Wang Xian's current strength, he could fight against 4 people at the 9th level of the see-through void tier. 3 of them were not his match. As for 1 or 2 of them, he could kill them quickly with his full strength. However, it was extremely difficult to kill the 5 of them. If they were not careful, Xiaolan and Feng Luan would be injured by both of them. Boom! 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 In the sky, their fight continued. Even if the 5 top-notch experts in the vast region were injured, they could only hold on. Because once they escaped, their vast region's 120,000 strong army would all remain here. If that was the case, the entire vast region would be completely crippled. Run! 10 minutes later, the 5 experts of the vast region gritted their teeth and directly fled towards the vast region with blackened faces. Little Sien, should we let Little Lan chase after them? Seeing the 5 experts from the vast area fleeing, Feng Luan raised her eyebrows and asked. Chase them to the North Stream Sea. After that, we will gather our army and go to the vast area to have a good talk with them. Wan Xian stared at the 5 disappearing figures and said coldly. You're tuning into the Phoenix Nights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.